Hey, party people. I'm John Brown, and you're listening to the I Know I'm Wrong podcast with John Brown and friends. That was pretty good, huh? You're impressed. For the latest episodes, visit www.thejohnbrownshow.com. And if you'd rather download through iTunes or Stitcher, just search I Know I'm Wrong with John Brown and friends. I'll show right up. I'm right there. Just go get it. And for all Facebook updates, just go to facebook.com/I Know I'm Wrong podcast. For live events, just search I Know I'm Wrong podcast at YouTube. I'll be right there. All right. I'll leave you alone now. God, you guys are so picky. Enjoy the show. Hey, everybody. How are you? Just got done recording an episode here of the podcast with my co-host, Greg Lohman. But this time he was actually in the studio. He flew back to New Hampshire from Minneapolis to visit. So why not have him in the studio, right? Huh? And he brought a couple buddies along with him. One who was on the show before, Brad Giguere. He was on many episodes ago. He stopped in, and a new friend, someone that we've all known for a long time but never been on the podcast, Bryan Cole. Bryan found out that he was going to do the podcast a mere 30 minutes before he actually did it. And he was an excellent guest. So, anyway, without further ado, the first time me and Greg, America's favorite co-hosts, were in the same room together. History's been made. Got nothing else, so enjoy. All right? Thank you. Thanks for listening. Love you. Bye. Yay. We're recording.
Not live.
Not live.
Just simply recording.
Greg's voice might sound a little different to everybody out there, though.
It's true. I'm actually in the studio.
For the first time.
Yeah, and it's actually a studio. I'm very impressed. I thought, like, you meant bedroom or kitchen with two microphones, and there's, like, shit on the walls.
No. He uses the word impressed, but what he means is jealous as fuck.
It's jealous. There's definitely jealousy.
He is jealous. I saw it in his eyes when he was like, this is nice.
No, what you didn't see is the, like on my iPad, there's just a whole bunch of like buy items from Musician's Friend that I need to take care of when we're done with the show.
That's right. That's right. Can hook you up.
Slowly cataloging all the items like that.
I can hook you up with info, Greg.
It's not just me though.
It isn't just you. We also have the Brad Giguere.
Hello.
And first time guest, Bryan Cole.
Yes.
So what's up, fellers?
We're here finally.
Yes.
Just so everyone knows too, this is probably my favorite part of this whole show today. Is Bryan didn't know he was going to even be doing this until about 45 minutes ago.
I did not.
That's really the best way to do it, though.
Right.
Yeah. No thought. Just come in and say stupid shit.
Well, it took a while.
It was an ambush.
Well, it took like
here,
months.
sit here.
Yeah. Was it going to take you months to get Scott Skillender on here?
Oh, boy. Do we want to talk about the Scott episode? It was phenomenal in some way.
We replaced Scott. We have a better Scott now. I'm not sure if you've seen
this yet. You're right. Let me pull him up.
We couldn't get him on.
Hey, buddies. How are you guys tonight?
I see.
Yep.
Harukin.
It's
This seems like a likable guy.
He has personality.
yeah, computer Scott. He's very popular.
It's one of those situations where, you know, if anybody has any questions about anything, they can always just
Email us at john@thejohnbrownshow.com or greg@thejohnbrownshow.com for advice, you silly bitches.
you know. He just does a good job.
I want to go drinking with that guy.
He's helpful.
He seems like a really good guy.
He really is. And when the thing is, computer Scott has actually generated more feedback than actual
Oh
Scott.
my god! Holy shit! I've gotten multiple messages going, "Computer Scott's the fucking man."
Somebody made a Computer Scott Facebook page.
Nice.
It was the most favorite thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Fucks yeah.
He has the timing of Carson.
Do you seriously have bacon socks on?
I seriously have bacon socks on.
Yeah,
Yes.
Brian has socks with
They are
bacon on.
socks with strips of bacon.
I told him-
I thought, gee, those are really awesome.
I told him to put some sizzle in his step.
And they were sizzling.
Everybody knows from the show that Greg's the pun king.
I was just trying to grease him up.
I was
for more
going.
jokes.
I was going to say as soon as I saw them, I thought they were sizzling, but I realized you wanted to make that joke. So
Maybe
I
the best thing that happened was when you guys walked in today and he made one pun that to me was just like, but you guys you grabbed your chest like you were stabbed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, you guys have been around him for a while now. And he's like, I've been here for a few days.
2
yeah.
hours trapped in the car with him.
I slept through that.
Yeah, you. I would have, but I don't think we would have made it.
No, the thing is too is like as soon as you got knocked out by your like lack of wanting to be involved in my pun conversations, Brian and I immediately have a conversation about like network security.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you wake up, it's like the cloud looks like a dick.
It just
To
goes
be
right
fair,
back to that.
it did look like a dick.
It's
That's true. He's not wrong.
So Greg, what brings you back to home?
To home. A few months ago, Brad had mentioned that he had acquired tickets for the PAX East gaming and conference in Boston, and he was looking for people to go with him. So I'm like, I'll do it. I'll go. So we just got done experiencing that for the past 2 days, and then we're gonna be hanging out up north in Meredith, New Hampshire, just relaxing and drinking beer in a house.
Sounds great, doesn't it?
It really does.
I wish I could drink beer again.
You can always just switch to
Coffee.
coffee.
Well, I did. But I'm drinking coffee at 4:30 in the afternoon.
It is lovely coffee.
Oh, thank you.
I liked it. Very
I didn't make it.
Oh.
Before
Well, the beans.
before I
You didn't roast them? You didn't go out and, pluck them from the tree
No.
or wherever?
Actually, you know what brand that is?
What?
Price Chopper.
No way. Damn.
Wow.
I got to go to Price Chopper. Are they a sponsor of this show? They should
Yeah,
be.
they are now.
yeah, whether they want to be or
Fuck
not.
yes.
We're gonna take your support whether you want it or not.
Yeah, hey, it's good. We could say it's terrible.
It's true.
We'd
We
be
could.
alive
And then
now.
they
We
would
could say
definitely-
it's terrible
yeah,
unless they send a check.
right.
Right, and then it's so
Because you know what?
good.
This is feeling, I don't know. Maybe it's not as good
I
anymore.
want to check with it.
All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and agree that the quality of this coffee is hinging upon a direct
The quality,
response.
the jury is out, really.
jury's out, yeah.
We have to come back to this.
Yeah.
And we can our 100% accurate and non-biased reviews are available to the highest bidder.
Right, exactly. Right. I'm not really done yet.
Brian and Brad have already been subjected to this one, but I really wanted to share it with you.
All right, sir.
Brad just looks down and he's not happy. So
Brad, take out your headphones. That's not going to help. You're sitting right next to him. The poison will still get to you.
I usually make it a point to try and hit a Dunkin' Donuts whenever I come back east because they don't.
Fucking donkeys, kid.
Yeah, they just don't have them in Minneapolis. So we're in one. I order a donut, take a bite out of it, and then I just got hit by the best idea for a television show I've had all year.
Oh, God. I didn't realize this is what it was.
Okay.
Hands down. So Bowser Wolkowitz is a Jewish rabbi who wants.
I'm sold already.
He wants to leave the faith and pursue his life dream of becoming a backup drummer for the Sex Pistols. And after doing so, he helps them once again climb the Billboard Top 100 and becomes just known worldwide. I call the show Punk Hebrew Star.
That's perfect, Brad. That's totally perfect. I like to. I get big laughs at parties when I say it's Dunkin' Dog Nuts.
Dunkin' Dog Nuts, of course.
Very nice.
It's mine.
Only the highest of the brow humor is used. in
That's
your
very
party.
good. I try to high outside, swing and miss.
Can't help myself.
But it's good to see you, boys.
Yeah,
It's good to be seen.
I agree. I can look over and I can see you. I
Yes.
can look over, I can see Brad. I can look and see John. I can look in my reflection of my cell phone and see myself. Probably just keep doing that.
Yeah. There was a comment from the last show we did, the live show with the new live chat,
Yes.
which is a lot of fun. And we explained how Greg has the highest self-esteem of anybody I've ever met. And people think it's fake, but it's
no.
really...
It's exhausting. It really is.
Tell me how you really feel, Brian.
Well, hey.
I
you
mean,
know.
it's just there's no off button.
You know how well you're doing.
I know.
Yes. There's no doubt.
I know I'm telling everybody that'll listen how well I'm doing.
Yeah.
To be fair, I did laugh when you told me the Punky Roo Star.
I don't know. I think everybody did, except your girlfriend was the only person who just had this look in her face, like Jesus Christ. And I think she's gonna walk over and like open the window
And jump out.
Yeah.
Just let this
Wouldn't be the
awful
first
out.
person.
Just escape. So
Didn't you have a guy on a plane pull like the
Oh,
emergency
God.
door open to try to get away from you?
No, but
Just to get away from Greg specifically.
on the
Well, I
plane-
guess it started. They were trying to figure out if the slide would deploy mid-flight, and he said it would.
right. So yeah, he just whoopsie doodle.
Jesus.
I did have a fun run in on the plane though. When
No
we-
way, Greg.
No,
You're the fucking bad plane
no,
story.
I didn't
God.
fly. I didn't fly on that particular particular airline again because I can't.
Yeah. It's like I probably would have if it was the cheapest price, but
So there were a few handicapped passengers on the flight, and as we arrive, I hear the flight attendant come over the intercom, and she's like, "Everybody, I just want to let everyone know that unfortunately we don't have any wheelchairs available on the flight right now. So if you need one, you're just going to need to sit tight."
Booms kakalaka.
Yeah, of course I just lost it, and I think I've never had so many people look at me with so much hate before.
well, what are you supposed to do?
Well, no, yeah, that's
Well, it's not like they can stand and run.
No.
I mean, I don't know. Just sit tight.
What's the option when somebody says sit tight to handicap
Well,
people to not laugh?
the only thing that would have been worse is if they had said just hang on. But what if it had been like a bunch of paraplegics?
Right.
That would have been equally bad because they have no arms to hold on to
Or at
anything.
least not useful arms.
The look on Brad's face right
Just
now.
like sausages
why are
hanging
they
from
flying
shoulders.
anyway? Where are they going?
Exactly.
They're gonna need legs
Who let them
at
on a
some
plane?
point. I mean, there's a lot of stairs around an airport. I don't know if you've looked recently.
I'm just gonna jump away from this conversation here because I don't know.
You
if
started this shit, Greg. What the fuck are you talking
the
about?
airline started this. I was just sharing what they did. But I'm gonna hand it over to Brad and let Brad kind of run over what we actually did this weekend.
Oh.
That's it. His face was like, what?
I was like, what are you throwing at me? Yeah, we went to PAX for the weekend and nerded out.
Yeah, what is PAX exactly?
And so it's a Penny Arcade Expo. The webcomic Penny Arcade, they're big old nerds. And they started throwing this 3-day expo on just like games and video games and board games, all types of games and panels and
Anything
things like
nerd
that.
related.
Yeah, and it blew up. Like
Yeah.
this is like the 20th one that they've done, and they now have ones in Seattle and where it was originally, and then Boston, and now in Texas and Australia.
So it's like
PAX East.
So it's like a Comic-Con type of thing where they're expanding everything.
Yeah, so yeah, very much like that. And then so it's like 3 days long, and something like 70,000 people are usually there.
Yeah.
Tickets all sold out. It's fun, but after a while, like, and I consider myself a nerd. I am a gigantic nerd,
Right.
but good God.
Oh yeah, I mean it's probably similar to like the Arnold Classic for sports, where there's like 100,000 plus in a weekend in this convention center, and it's like I love what I do, like arm wrestling, I love it, but there's like a certain point where you're just around all this testosterone, you're just like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure
We do-
testosterone's a problem at PAX.
Yeah, there was there's a whole bunch to go into about the conference, but on that note, there was a distinct point last night where Brad and I were waiting to get a beer from the Sam Adams pub in the convention center,
Right.
And everyone was just like waiting in a line at the bar, as opposed to like what you actually do, where you just get into a bar because they don't.
That's the worst, isn't it?
They're not going to queue like that.
And it was so weird. And like I get it because especially at PAX in particular, you can get into lines to get into lines. Like we stood in the line for a half an hour for a panel that was going to start an hour from there, but we had to wait for the line to clear out so we could get in line. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So like we're standing there at the bar, and there's literally 2 lines of like 10 people queuing up to get beers from the bartender, and I'm just like standing there, like socially. There's all these people in a line. I'm like, my compulsion is to stand in the line, But like the reality is like I'm not an idiot, and I want my beer.
Brad
So
fast forwards about a half hour. He's like, I'm going to be right here.
So like I'm not gonna. Yeah. So like I just stood like directly to the left of the line, and like I'm sure at least one or two dudes were like
one or two more got through.
Or like what got through, but then like finally the bartender looked at me and was like, "What can I get you?" And I was like, "He knows." I'll
You speak my language.
I love you, sir.
Yeah.
I love you, sir.
I mean, it's one thing if there's a line at a bar. I mean, it's great if it's at the right pacing where you can go get your beer and then return to the end of the line. So by the time you're done with it, you can get another beer.
Yeah.
But this is just out of control.
No, this is weird.
This was the bar was one row deep of people sitting at the immediate chairs, and then off of each end where there's a cash register, it looked like it was like a mustache of just people.
I'm just looking at it like this
A
isn't
mustache
right.
of people.
Yeah, get around this.
It's just not how it goes.
So PAX, sorry, I want to recap. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Doors open at 10 a.m. and it goes till midnight.
Yeah, roughly.
So, and there are people that go
All
for
day.
all 3 days, all day, the entire time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, that is
dedication.
incredible overload.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Well, it's like and I enjoyed it, and as you're saying with the Arnold Classic, like there's something to be said for this is an entire group of people who are all here for a similar theme. Or
Yeah.
like, it's a really strong feeling of togetherness, which I didn't expect, but it was really cool.
My people.
Yeah, exactly. It was like this feels right, but at the same time, it's like after like oh my god, lines and lines and lines, and then just like thousands and thousands of people. And I consider myself a pretty outgoing person, but after a certain amount of time, I was like, no more human interaction.
Oh, yeah.
I need to fucking be left alone. Get the hell out of my space.
Yeah, and
It's
when
very
I've
weird.
the only times I've ever gone to the Arnold were to compete. So like
You're like focused.
well, yeah, and you show up in a little room the day before, and they go, "Here's your band. This is so you don't have to wait in those lines."
Oh, that's nice.
So like, there's an athlete door.
Oh, that
Nice.
sounds nice.
So I don't know, like I don't think I would ever do it the other way because it's just the line. It's 9:30 in the morning, and there's a line out the door,
Yeah.
and the line that goes to the door to get in is really far away from the door.
So we took the red line into South Station, and then there's a silver line bus that runs the convention center from there. And each time that we got off the red line, there were several hundred people waiting on the platform to get onto the tiny
You
bus.
should have just walked. It's like
We
3 blocks
did,
away.
because
Oh.
we're not idiots.
Well, Brian, yeah,
Sorry.
funny you should say that.
Well, and that was the thing. Like, so we got there, and like there was enough people, and I was like, the buses come pretty frequently. Like, it's cold out, we can wait it out. And then just as I'm like saying this to Greg, I overhear some guy on the left look at his friend and go, "We could have fucking walked there. It's been a half an hour, and
Yeah.
Lord knows how many more people are going to get on the bus before we do." And I was like, "Never mind, let's turn around." Like, we're walking.
Yeah, we're walking.
This isn't going to get better.
Yeah.
So we did that. The first day on Friday actually wasn't that. It was crazy, but the Friday was pretty
Tame compared to
pretty
Saturday.
tame. There was a Square Enix had a booth where you could fight one of the raid bosses and win a T-shirt from it, which we fucking got incredibly lucky.
What game was that?
Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, all right, sir.
And we got incredibly lucky and ended up with a whole bunch of people that play that game all the fucking time in our group.
Right, so it
we
wasn't
pretty
torture?
Yeah, we pretty much walked in. We slapped the crap out of the boss halfway through. Brad's like fumbling with some buds on his bar, and the guy with the T-shirt voucher just starts walking him out. Boss isn't even dead yet. He's like, "You got it." Throwing them all down. That was pretty good. Blizzard had Overwatch on display, which was probably the thing that the most people in the show were trying to get to play, because Blizzard, famous obviously for like World of Warcraft, Diablo, StarCraft.
Right.
They're making a first-person shooter. It's going to be their take on Team Fortress. And their booth for that was absolutely fucking massive. The line on Friday was going to be about an hour to an hour and a half when we could have gone at it. And we realized now we should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, like by Saturday I want to say like Saturday at by like 1:30, they were like, "There's no more room in this line." Like the expo center, the expo closes at 6, and like you're probably not going to get in. You're going to wait that long. I'm like, what? Like, are you going to fucking literally wait there for like 3-4 hours? Like, that's insane.
Yeah, the lines were insane. If you anyone going to any of the other PAX events, or even myself or in Brad, if we go next year, it's get the program of events early and immediately begin collaborating with your friends a plan of attack for 3 to 4 specific things you hope to see while you're there.
Yeah, and then just the rest is just like
Yeah, because I could see you going to a booth and then going, "Fuck it." after a certain amount of time, and it's like you're gonna you just wasted all that time.
Yeah.
Like you might as well just pick what you want and kind of wait it out.
Yeah, that's if you want like a really good experience to be able to do the panels and be able to play like specific games. There's no good time to start waiting for it.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like as soon as you get there.
Did you guys ever see that playable trailer for the new Silent Hill? It's coming out.
Oh, PT. I never played it myself, but I did watch something.
Yeah, I didn't play it either. I did watch it. And that fucking looks. Oh my god.
Did Konami have a presence there? I didn't see a booth for Konami.
No.
I know Capcom had a tiny one.
Well, compared to Overwatch, it was tiny.
True. Compared to Overwatch, there was the costume players like were fucking fantastic. Like some of the outfits that we saw were really impressive.
Some of those they get pretty crazy.
The Mega Man girl was probably my favorite, and the Metal Man guy.
Yeah, those guys were impressive. They had these gigantic boots that went all the way up to their knees that were made out of like polycarbonate plastic, and it looks like they couldn't move because they were like gigantic, oversized, like old school, like cutesy Mega Man. Mm-hmm. And we're watching him walk, and she's like lumbering kind of from side to side to get to places.
She's like
so big.
Yeah, this looks good, but it's not very fun.
Yeah, and then she goes to sit down, and like two of the guys are sitting on the bench. She goes to sit down on the ground.
Oh wow, Greg's showing me a picture.
And it was great because she's like trying to sit down, and she can't bend them backwards. So it's like awkward fall followed by like the world's worst squeaking noises because they're made out of plastic.
It's hilarious.
You saw quite a few cosplayers.
Yeah, I mean,
you saw an excellent Serby, right?
Yeah, the Cervantes guy was pretty sick, and then it was nice because like at one point we lost somebody.
Cervantes for Soul Calibur?
Yeah. Yeah, we lost...
See, I know things.
We lost our buddy Kenny, and our phones were dead, so we're just going to sit in this hallway where it was relatively quiet, and we just watched, over the course of an hour, hundreds and hundreds of people just walking by. So like, you just stand still long enough, thousands of cosplayers can be seen, or like hundreds of cosplayers can be seen, which is kind of nice.
Holy moly. Greg's showing me pictures, so I'm reacting to them.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one was really impressive.
That stance, though, I just was imagining playing Soul Calibur with you and seeing that stance and knowing that nothing but pain was going to be following it.
Yeah, so, that game provided a lot of pain for people who couldn't play it. Yeah. I'm in that club.
Yeah, I knew I knew I was a gigantic mouth-breathing, neck-bearded nerd when he went to go take that photo. He, like, the guy who was playing Cervantes, or the guy who was cosplaying as Cervantes, like, posed in such a way, and I was like, oh Christ, he's just hit like down to back, and I'm like, and literally
you're
my brain,
seeing the inputs.
Yeah, no, like literally my brain went, oh, he just hit down to back to go into that move, and I was just like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, that's a
what's wrong with me?
Somewhat of a problem.
You do realize that in real life we don't actually have to press directional buttons, right?
Yeah, but he knows you'd have to block, hide, and not get lost.
The other thought too. I was like, Greg better, and I was like these things actually went through my mind. I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, this is bad.
Yeah, it is a level of commitment that some people don't really understand.
Commitment.
Well, yeah,
it is. That's a good word.
It's a commitment.
It's a very very nice way of putting it.
I think the other thing is like as
I have problems too.
All the lovely Resident Evil art on the walls. I like this.
Yeah, I got Metal Gear in front. Good and Evil.
Yeah, I love it. But like the thousands of hours and rounds of losing to fucking Cervantes over and over again has taught me to be instinct response was like hit block. Like, as soon as I saw the guy like
coming
jumping into that phone, it's like hit block.
Some bad shit's about to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we also there was a lot of tabletop games that they had over there, and then it was Friday evening we were actually at your house and playing some games.
Yeah.
And Brian was was involved in that as well.
Brian was a piece of what?
Piece of ass.
Piece of the action. I don't know.
What happened?
He led me there.
I don't think I was that mean.
I had
Brian's a piece of ass.
It was a unique moment where I had like a lot of my best friends around, and by best I mean worst friends. So we all decided to play Cards Against Humanity.
We're the nicest people you know.
I know.
It says more about you than it does.
Just the way
about
you
us.
said that makes me not believe it.
And
Come on, John.
If there's anyone not familiar with Cards Against Humanity, it's essentially the game Apples to Apples, where someone puts out like a card where there's a prompt on it, and then you have a collection of cards in your hand. You put down what you think is the best response to that
tag.
prompt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but they're all filled with really terrible things. Like all the cards are just like awful, horrible things, and so you laugh.
I feel like you're using the wrong adjectives.
I mean, amazing.
Yes, there we go.
What was
Fantastic.
It, like AIDS monkeys was one of the ones that I
A
tried
super
using.
soaker full of cat pee.
Yeah, that one was another good one.
That one's a classic.
But like, yeah, there's all sorts of awful
Kids
things.
with ass cancer.
Kids.
This is like Journey songs.
We're playing all
It just
that.
hits.
the black half of Obama
I love
versus the white half of Obama.
Yeah. So yeah, we were playing that all night, and then we started playing this game called Drawful, which I recommend to anyone. It's an awesome party game. You play it on your phone,
Okay.
where you essentially are given a prompt, and you have to draw what that prompt is, and then that comes up on the screen. Like you play it on either on a TV or a computer, but all on your phones. And so the picture comes up on the screen, and you're supposed to guess what you think that picture is. So you type in your answer into the phone, and then people vote on what they think the real clue was.
Right.
So for
So
example,
you can get points by putting something that you think makes sense, and
Yeah.
if other people think it makes sense and they think your answer is the right answer, then you'll get points for that.
Oh.
yeah. So like Svetlana.
Greg seems very happy right now.
Yes, he's very proud. So like as an example,
Just a
Svetlana,
smile with his eyes straight up in the air.
yeah, Svetlana had a prompt that said Walrus Man, so she drew like a walrus with like
With a top hat.
and like I don't know what that was, so I like typed in classy walrus.
I
So,
said
like,
black tie walrus.
Yeah, and so like, well, I don't know which any of these prompts are supposed to be.
Lohman's taking a picture right now, and I don't know why. I'm very scared.
He's my social media producer.
Oh, that's not
I
good.
should learn to use a flash.
That's not good. You shouldn't put a picture of me on there because that will people will unlike your page.
No, come on, Brian. You're a piece of ass.
That's right. I'm fucking up all of these. So I have to keep redoing it.
Shit.
Yeah, I know.
So Greg got it. In,
Oh yeah, bringing it back.
Yeah,
Bringing
the
it
best
back.
part was that you have to draw your own avatar. So like when you sign in, like I'm Brad, and it's like draw yourself, Brad. And so like I do like a half-ass smiley face. Greg in the second round immediately draws a penis. Like without fail.
It's hard to believe, Greg.
Like
It's hard to believe.
a classy dick with a top hat and a monocle.
No, it was a
Classy-
very
It's
classy.
a very
Classy
classy dick.
dick.
The only thing that would have made it better is if it had a cane, and I don't mean like any cane,
Like Mr.
a
Peanut?
pin cane,
So
perhaps a chalice. I'm not
Exactly.
sure.
Oh no, the iPad's coming out.
So that's him.
Oh yeah,
Richard.
yeah.
Sir Richard, yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
as the night continued, it's getting later and later. You get into that like awkward, I haven't slept much, everything's funny zone. But
Just dicks everywhere.
Greg insisted on every single thing he drew had to have penises in
Hard
it.
to believe.
Every single one of them.
Now, okay, so
Allegedly.
I feel like we have to go a little bit further in depth into this game.
I mean, to be fair,
So-
I had drawn boobs. Like mine was just a big pair of titties.
And then at one point you had a scrotum
Yeah, I do.
that
It
had
wasn't
stubble,
intentional.
but like one errant like hair,
Big
curly hair.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. He's like, yeah, it was a stylistic choice to leave this one hair
Right.
off my
Well, that's true.
scrotum.
Yeah. It's like a hipster
I
movement.
mean, you could have at least kept two others and braided it, but whatever.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, the thing with the game is that the words that it gives you,
Greg's
Bringing it
just
back.
been like,
Bringing
bring
it
it
back.
back, roping this back in. It gets more and more cruel the longer that you play it, as it will start giving you phrases that.
So in the beginning, you're doing things like draw an invisible car.
Yeah. Like, okay. Draw, like, an airplane.
I didn't mean to like cut you off.
No,
yes, you did.
But you did.
Right. Yeah.
Draw, like, it starts off with, like, relatively normal objects or items to draw. And then you get draw shame. And you're sitting there and you're like,
Self-portrait.
What did you draw for shame?
Just a portrait of me.
He did draw us
fuck
up.
do you illustrate shame? And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, you guys suck. Because you guys probably have, like, draw a kitty cat. And I'm like, draw a fucking emotion.
No, we didn't have draw shame.
I had shame.
No. But we had equally
Equally
horrific.
ridiculous things, but you don't know it at the time. And so, like, it drew a guy masturbating in front of a computer with his face pointing away from the computer. in
Granted,
look
this
of
is a
shock.
stick figure.
Yeah, this is a stick figure.
You only got 60 seconds to draw something with your finger.
And you can't erase anything either, so, like, if you fuck up, like, that's part of your drawing now. You gotta work with it. So it's, like, awkward stick figure masturbating, like, with a camera, or, like, a look of shock on his face. I did win with that one.
You-
He
yeah,
did
to be
break
we
there.
all figured it out.
You had the Metal Gear Solid exclamation points over his head in case he had just been surprised.
He had been caught.
He's like,
Huh?
caught.
Huh?
Caught
What was that
in it.
noise?
Yeah,
Was that
It's just a
footsteps?
box. Just a box.
Yeah.
One of the ones I got was it's mostly like normal things. Then I got key plane snails circles. That was what my...
So we get this picture, and it was a beautiful key airplane. Granted, it was a dick plane.
It was a dick plane.
It was a dick.
It's got a cockpit.
With it had a cockpit with wings.
2 dick wings.
The snail was very good. The snail was not dick related.
No, the snail wasn't.
It might have been a female snail.
It had just deboarded the dick plane.
And then there were circles. Yes.
But we don't know what the hell he has.
So we're trying to figure out, okay,
what's this mean?
Yeah.
Airplane to the key, Florida Keys.
Yeah, the Florida Key. Like
slow plane.
No, just key, plane, airplane.
And then somebody put in... We thought, because everybody chooses an answer, so we see this one answer on the screen that you can pick that's just key, airplane, snail, circles. And it's like, yes, that's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
But none of you fuckers picked it.
No,
because that was the stupidest thing.
Yeah, because someone put in slow flight to the Florida Keys, and that's
totally it. But what is with the circles?
This is like a conspiracy, like the interview.
It's
like the interview movie where everybody's like, "Why don't they put this out? Is it because of all this and this?" And Greg's just like, "Because the movie sucks."
So in this,
that's probably why it is.
You get 2 rounds to draw. So for the next round, the game throws me another fuck you, and it gives me a blender and a bunch of other stuff. That's my clue.
That was the quote: a blender and a bunch of other stuff. So what do we see on the screen? We see a blender
with a bunch of dicks.
And then to the right of that, we see a dick with a machine gun,
right,
shooting another dick.
Okay,
with something else,
with dick bullets.
With dick bullets. And then another dick was doing what?
He had a cape.
Oh, dick with a cape. So it was a super dick.
Right.
I had one that was like, draw the other side of a black hole. Just like, fuck you guys, I don't know how to do this.
I feel like whoever wrote these, things out, they ran out of ideas.
Oh, I probably.
I want to play it more though because I want to see how far down the rabbit hole it takes us. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
I'm gonna just come out and say that's one of the best party games I think I've ever played.
It was a lot of fun, and it's by the same guys who made that You Don't Know Jack games way back in the 90s. And so they had a bunch of other party games built into this pack, and some of them were downright terrible. Most of them were okay, but this one was like the standout star.
Yeah, Drawful.
And the
put that in your hat.
Yeah, and the logo is an owl with a bikini on.
3 to 8 players, I think.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
The more the merrier, though.
And you can play on your, like, if you have a smartphone or a tablet, you can play on your phone, so you don't need, like, fucking controllers.
So you load it up on the computer or the TV, and then everybody puts in the special code.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It was a lot of fun, and, like...
I will say, Greg had an unfair advantage with the iPad.
Yeah, bigger
because he had a way bigger canvas to work with.
You can write such bigger dicks.
Mm-hmm.
The dicks were veiny. They were just out of control.
60 seconds?
Yeah.
60 seconds, and they were all manscaped.
That's true. Yeah,
that's good.
No, I have. That wasn't the first. My first opportunity to draw dicks on my iPad. I have another piece of software that serves the same basic function.
Just
imagine sitting next to you on the airplane.
Just for dicks.
Nothing. Just 4 hours of dick drawing.
No, so I had this squeamish woman in her mid 40s sitting next to me in the airplane as I'm playing Surgeon Simulator, trying to bust out a guy's rib cage with a hammer.
And you're like, look at this, check this out, isn't this cool?
I'm not sure if you have never seen the game before, but it's literally like it's pretty much you have a guy laying on an operating table and a bunch of random power tools laying around. You're supposed to perform a heart transplant on him.
Jesus Christ!
And like blood is just shooting everywhere. Like you can have like a handsaw.
And you went with a hammer. You have power tools available.
Well, so on the iPad,
you can retry.
All right.
With the PC version, when you finally grab the rotating bone saw thing, it's like a press and hold to make it spin and to power on and work.
Sure.
And on the iPad, because of how the controls work, it's a toggle. So if you drop it, it just keeps going and it doesn't.
And the whole point of the game is to make it nearly impossible to pick up anything. So you're like desperately trying to like you're just like, I don't know, like trying to use boxing gloves to like put a counter table together.
It's like boxing gloves dipped in vegetable oil.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, oh, well.
There's no time.
Yeah. I dropped like a Dremel.
There's a Dremel.
Yeah. I dropped a Dremel on like the operating table and I was like, well, at least it didn't land on the guy. But because it was still on, it's just like slowly like whirring in a circle, knocks all the scalpels off. The scalpels land on the dude, and then the thing like goes, whirr, drops right onto his chest. I'm like, I killed him. Great.
There's also these hypodermic
That's what
needles.
malpractice is for.
Oh,
Yeah.
the fucking needles.
It's all about insurance.
God.
Exactly.
There's these sedatives that you can attempt to use
Brought
in
to you
order
by
to like reduce his heart rate.
Stabilize him.
Yeah, if he's like crashing fast. But it's a fucking trap. Because you can also stick yourself with them, so your character starts hallucinating.
What the fuck?
And the only
This is
hope,
the worst doctor ever.
the only hope is to use the antidote one to try and stick yourself with that to fix it.
Right.
But if you stick the patient with it, it kills him instantly.
Right.
So like, don't drop the needle that you've already managed to prick yourself with.
It's all about hygienics.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you didn't decide to go into medical.
I would have been great at it.
Like one of the
Dr. Lohman
And one of
to
the-
the OR.
one of the later levels, you're performing an operation in a moving
In
in
an
a
in an
moving
ambulance,
And the doors can fly open, and you can there's like a brain transplant one. You can like lose the brain on the floor.
Well, yeah, you can
Just like brushing off dust.
Just dust it, yeah.
So I was doing the ambulance one once, and
It'll be fine. He'll never see it.
I actually got to the point where I got his like heart out, and I like in surgeon simulator when you take it out, or you just like kind of toss it wherever, and
Of course, it's your chef.
Just
Yeah.
drop it in there.
Who
So
needs a tray?
you have to like take your hand and like bump it against the box, open up the lid, and then reach in and grab the heart. And the controls, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of a game called QWOP. Basically the point of QWOP is to be the shittiest controls imaginable.
QWOP.
Yeah, QWOP. You control the characters.
Is that the running game where
Yeah.
they played
Yeah.
fucking Chariot to Fire while you fell over?
So,
Exactly.
right.
Bling,
So
bling, bling, bling. Done. I'm like,
They-
fuck!
they basically took that control scheme and adopted it for surgery simulation.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
So
Sounds great.
you have to like
Did this come out of Johns Hopkins? Is that like their new simulator?
Perhaps.
If you can succeed at this, you'll be the best doctor ever.
It's like as if you imagine like you were teleported, you're like an aardvark suddenly was in a human's body. Like, how do I use these limbs?
It's like the Olympics of surgery.
So, I need to do this.
you have to like get this heart out of this box in an ambulance, and the kind of the mechanical levels of the ambulance like hit bumps and bounce. So I was like, oh my god, I got this. The rib cage is out, the heart's out. All I need to do is get this in the heart or in his body. So I flip open the lock latch on the heart, and then the ambulance hits a bump, and I see it bounce off the back and on the road. I'm like, "You're shitting me."
What? The door's
Who
open?
does open heart surgery in an ambulance?
And the
This
door-
guy has-
doors are open.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what my question is. The back door's open while I was on the road?
Yeah,
This
no.
is intense.
It's.
His lives need to be saved.
Now, are you also being chased by baddies?
I have no idea.
Is
what's
there
in the-
gunfire?
I don't know why we didn't just pull over.
Right.
You could have.
Yeah, you could have put your hazards on.
I mean,
I know.
what are you going to do when you get to the hospital anyway?
It was in Boston. It's a snow emergency. There's nowhere to park. Yes.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
And what happens when you inevitably kill somebody because you can't do anything right?
Oh.
You just throw them out the door too.
It just like this huge splash screen appears on the screen. It says "brutal murder achieved in a mere 30 seconds" or whatever. It's
Like, oh, great.
cause
This
of
is a
death.
real thing.
Yeah,
This is why
Cause
you're
of
not a
death, your
doctor.
incompetence or something.
This is a real game. It's like during a Steam sale, it's $1.
Then why are we talking about Halo? Like, you know what I mean? Why are we talking about these games if this exists? This should be everybody's game.
It's so frustrating. Like, and part of the challenge in general is like to start the game, you have to actually load the surgeon video. So it's like the idea is that
oh, right. I
you're
forgot
like
about that.
you have to take the VHS tape which has like heart surgery on it, and you're like, oh, he's reviewing the video. It takes me like 10 fucking minutes
Just to get the VHS
to pick
cassette.
the VHS cassette and get it into the VCR. It's like smack, 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 knock over everything on the desk. Just like my phone, it's just you like try to grab the thing, you smack your phone off, and then you just suddenly hear like meh, 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 your phone. You're like, oh, fuck.
Doctor, are you there? Doctor.
Doctor, hello?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a winner.
I need to play this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll
It's
send it
very
to you.
interesting.
Good. You'll send it to me? Good.
I'll send it to you.
Because I'll definitely forget, but I can't forget about that. I have to play this horrible game. I just have to. This makes me want to move to Minneapolis, Greg.
Yes.
No, don't do it.
Why did you not do that?
Wow, Brian. You really just dropped the fucking hammer on that shit.
Well, so you've got like
That made me want to just go, all right, well,
He brings up a
are you
sound
my
counter
are you my dad? You just like totally took control over me.
Yeah, why can't John move to Minneapolis,
Don't
Brian?
do it.
Because fuck you, Greg.
Yeah.
We don't want him to
You see
have
how
any
happy he
friends
was for a second?
No. Minneapolis is just so far away.
I
It's
make
inconvenient.
It is inconvenient.
inconvenient for you.
Yeah, I know. That's the and
Okay,
clearly the world.
why would
revolves
I get
around
on a
me, so-
plane to go drinking when I could just drink where I live?
Because it's
Well, that's a great point. But
Easier to hide dead prostitutes outside of your state.
That's true. And I do have a trunk full.
The trail cuts short much faster.
Let's road
like,
trip
that trail goes cold like
Road
immediately.
trip of dead prostitutes.
yeah, because like if
Yeah.
you're a suspect, they won't ever look at your
you
know
could
if you,
drop
if you
them
flew
along
anywhere.
the way,
Well-
and then we take a detour to another city.
Oh my god.
Well, they would
this is
wonder.
genius.
They were like,
the
who
cops
would-
will never find
Oh,
us.
this is being recorded. Fuck.
Who would fly to Minneapolis to kill a prostitute when there's so many in Boston?
I don't know. Because you want the thrill of killing a prostitute that's big.
Hold on.
Oh yes, that's
let's
true.
let's put a little bit of Glenn Beck in here. Remember, Buzz, we're going down this dark path that every lady has a father.
What?
Yeah. Thank you.
That just got dark. I don't even know how to feel about
Greg
that
just made it
right now.
real.
Train of thought murdered.
Just made it real.
Yeah, train of thought was brutally murdered in a mere 15 seconds.
But yeah, I'll just stay on your couch, Greg,
Okay.
and I'll bring this,
Yeah, no, bring this for sure.
and we'll just do this every day.
We could do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just tell my job, I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to be on the John Brown show full time now. I'll still require my full salary while I'm on this sabbatical.
Right.
They'll go for
Well, I
it.
need a place to stay, so
Yeah, it's true.
I need you out there working. Greg's gonna be my sugar daddy.
Okay.
Didn't
put up too much
So much convincing. Yeah, the reason I bring that up is because I don't think I'm gonna stay in New Hampshire once this is sold.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that either.
Yeah.
New Hampshire's horrible.
Time to change it up.
Get out.
Yeah, I think
away.
there's more reasons to leave than there is to stay.
That's how I felt. That's
You know what I
where
mean?
am.
It's
Yeah.
just like I'm just like thinking about it. I'm like, why?
Yeah. And, I mean, you're not tied down. Now's the perfect time.
At the
to do
risk
it.
of it being
I'm
too
a free spirit.
depressing
Yeah.
for this conversation,
Oh, yeah.
driving up here, it's just so sad.
It's a little. It's a little.
Like we were driving through our old town.
Oh, don't worry about the whole depressing thing.
Nothing.
hard.
It's just
nothing.
so sad.
Nothing changes.
Just people with frowns everywhere.
Yeah.
Just standing in the yard doing nothing.
Yeah.
No, I looked up at the sun, and usually the sun is smiling, like on the Post cereal box, and today it was just scowling.
Yeah.
That could have been the
glimpse into his
LSD.
world.
Everything's gray.
Yeah.
There's no color in New
Although it
Hampshire.
stopped snowing. It
It
was
did.
snowing earlier.
It was.
A little bit.
Went to visit my old house. My mother, my parents lived in Troy, and then they lost their house.
603.
Yeah.
242, baby.
And then 7255. I wonder if that number is still around. I should call it someday. But so some other people moved into our house, and last summer I went picking berries at like the berry farm in Troy.
Aw.
Quaint.
It was very domestic. It
Yes.
was like us and a bunch of other Russians not wearing shirts.
So
It was
you and
really
your
weird.
fiance.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was just funny. But so we stopped, and like these little kids were selling lemonade in front of our house, and I was like, "Oh God,
I hope,
I
they're getting taxed.
Yeah, right. I gotta stop. No, it's New Hampshire.
It's New
Don't stay-
Hampshire.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's all
Although that
prepared
is
foods.
prepared food.
Yeah. So I stop and get
Someone
some.
should send the revenue people after those little brats.
You guys got a permit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We stop and get this lemonade, and their mom's there, and I was like, "Well, we used to live here," and she's like, "Oh my God, like, wait." Did you live here like right before we were here? I was like, yeah, we were the last people to live here before you. And she was like, I have your mother's wedding dress. I was like, you serious? She's like, yeah, it's been in the attic, and I want it. She's like, I don't want it anymore. She's like, but I can't throw away. She's like, I can't throw away another woman's wedding dress. Like that's like a sin. Like I can't fucking do it. And I was like, I mean, I don't have room in our car, but like, give me your phone number. I'll gladly go pick it up. And so I call my mom later that day. I was like, we found your wedding dress. My mom's like, oh, I fucking
Why
hated
couldn't
that
you
dress.
take the wedding dress?
She's like, I left it for a reason.
She's just like, I don't really need it. She's like, I was thinking maybe I'd like turn it into a nice doily or something. Like, okay, mom, but like, I gotta pick it
She
up.
says that, but you never know. Like she could be like slowly dying inside. Like, oh my God, I forgot.
Well, we all
Yeah,
are,
like, I
Brian.
don't
Brian,
know.
we all are.
Well,
I
that's true.
I arrived dead inside.
Either that or she'll just word
just-
around the
it's
house
just-
while doing random
It's,
housework.
it's just so sad.
Yeah. So I left
So
her.
we tried to go back.
Yeah, we tried to go back. I left her phone. I forgot her phone number. I lost it. So I was like, because I'm awesome. And so I was like, well, we'll just stop by. We're like, how often are we in Troy? Like, now's the only time. So we went and stopped, and there was no one there. But the entire time, I'm like standing on like the front stoop of what was effectively my house for my entire childhood, and I could see in through the window. And I'm just looking in the window. Like I knock on the door, and I'm looking in the window, like. Terrible job decorating. That's not where that should go. That fucking couch should be on the other side of the room. And like,
Like it was when I lived there.
yeah, exactly. And then like you go and I'm like walking back to the car because there was no one home, unfortunately. And I'm looking out over the field, and I'm like, why the hell did they put the shed there? No, it's not where the shed belongs. And it's okay, I clearly need to let it go. But just coming back home.
If you want to go back in the summer and show them how to mow the lawn, they would probably let you do that.
See,
this noise.
I have the suspicion
that
this saga is going to end here because we have to swing. We were playing soft, planning on trying to swing back by there again on the way back through Troy. So you can try to make one more shot at it. And I know how this is going to go down. You're gonna walk up to the door of the house. You're gonna ring the doorbell. She'll open the door and be like, "Yeah, I'm here to pick up my mother's wedding dress," and she's gonna tell you. I threw it out. And you'd be like, "Wow, I thought you were going to keep it." And she's like, "Well, I heard what you said about my decorating on the John Brown show."
I hope so. That'd be awesome for me. If that happens, let me know.
And I'd be like, well, I can't be mad because, subscribers.
Right, totally.
Yeah, and if we did insult your decorating and you have anything that you want to say about that,
you can
email us at john@thejohnbrownshow.com or greg@thejohnbrownshow.com for advice, you silly bitches.
There was so much pressure there. I wasn't ready at all. That was pretty fast.
That was a very good scramble.
I was like,
you did it.
I knew. I felt what was coming. I could feel it without Greg even in the room.
No,
we do this over Skype most of the time.
Scary.
So
there's a something will happen, and then he knows that the lead-in is there.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, usually it's just voice. There are people that still say to me, "When does Greg come over to do the show?" And I'm like, we
still teleport him in
Never.
through space.
Yeah, generally
we're not even in the same area. He's an hour behind me.
Generally, I come over to do the show on March 8th, 2015.
That's generally when.
But if you did move to Minneapolis and he became your sugar daddy and lived on your couch, they would be in the same room to record.
That's
right?
true.
You would have to live with Lohman's dog.
Oh god,
Fuck that.
I love
Sorry,
that dog.
I'm not moving.
No, he hates that dog over the internet already. That dog.
It's true.
It's
Both of our dogs fight over the internet.
We literally thought the last time, because we went out to Minneapolis a couple years ago, and you put the dog in a kennel.
Yes.
And so we never got to
we
meet
just
the
put
dog.
the dog down.
He said it more.
There's visitors coming. Okay.
But the way
Where's the dog? He's sleeping.
I feel like he would have.
He's sleeping forever.
But the way he described this dog, I thought he was gonna be like
Cujo.
some sort of pit bull, foaming at the mouth,
Shitty
gnashing
dog,
of teeth, just a real fuckhead. We meet him. He is the nicest friggin' dog ever. Yes, he's very excitable and he jumps up and stuff, but
Shitty.
oh my god. He was just such a fun dog.
It was lovable.
Woman's like, oh, he's evil.
He's the worst thing in the world.
He's horrible.
Meanwhile, we're petting him.
Look out, he'll kill you.
And he's just his tail's wagging. He's like, oh my god, new friends. Oh, I'm so excited.
And Greg's just sitting in the corner.
Greg never brings anybody home to play with me.
Greg's sitting there. He's like, don't trust him. He's a dick.
He is a dick.
I
To be fair,
understand,
he
Greg.
does destroy all of your things.
And I don't think that any of you guys have the misfortune of falling asleep near him.
That is true. He did randomly freak out because I was just like, I'm gonna pet you in this moment, or he just decided he's like, oh my god, I'm terrified of you. I'm like,
No, yeah, and that's why I have such a hard time with him because that's actually super dangerous. That's a really bad trait in a dog. We'll
Yeah.
randomly,
he's little schizo.
yeah, when it will randomly lash out at you for being there, and so because that usually happens when you'll go on the couch and you'll doze off while watching something on television.
Porn.
I'm trying to think. I was Scandal. I was trying to come up with something.
No,
Desperate Housewives.
it's probably porn.
That was one of them. I
Gilmore
love
Girls.
Desperate Housewives. But you'll fall asleep on the couch and he'll be at the end of it because you and I have the same couch. The L-shaped part.
Is it blue?
Mine is. I bought it so I'd always know where there was
good.
at least one blue couch somewhere. But you guys have seen it, so you know that.
I don't know. I see it's gold. I don't know.
It's white.
Well, it has. It does have black, borders.
Not the couch.
Or is it gold? I don't know.
No.
I'm so confused.
I loved that dress. I thought that was the best thing that happened on the internet. But yeah, so the dog, you'll fall asleep, and then the dog will suddenly half arise from his slumber, and then be like, "What the fuck?" and then just bite you. Hard, and then he'll run off.
Okay,
he's upset that he did it.
But
doesn't
you
sound fun
kept
at all.
accusing him of biting, while we were there, and all he does is he puts his mouth on you.
No, he'll
and he doesn't actually clamp down.
No, he'll snarl and snap. It was a few years ago. He actually broke Becky's finger.
So,
All right. So maybe he's just schizo Cujo.
he's a dick face.
No, he's very Dr. Jekyll and Mr.
Hyde.
Snugglewumps. Yeah.
That is one thing. Like my roommates are moving out pretty soon. That is one thing I'm gonna be very happy about.
No more dog.
not
No
having
more
a
dog. One that just doesn't bark.
Is he still
all
barking?
day.
I can't hear him.
Well,
It's a good thing we have headphones.
He might have died.
Well,
Oh, he didn't die.
are you not a pet guy? Would you own?
No,
a
I do
pet?
like pets. Yeah, I
just
do.
This dog sucks.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's actually a dog that makes you forget you like dogs because
Oh.
I love dogs.
Yeah.
But it is a concern, like Greg said, where you have people over and this dog's a problem.
Yeah.
It's like,
These two
don't
fuckers
fucking
didn't
bite,
believe me.
please. Don't
Well,
bite
it's 'cause the dog's
anybody.
amazing.
No, Pike.
Oh,
but-
No, when I'm like,
oh,
I'm
you
like,
mean
no,
this
like,
dog
as
here.
I'm like, don't turn your back to it, and you're like, you just don't like dogs. It's like, no, I've already.
Well, to be fair, the last time you said a dog was insane, it was yours.
Yeah, it
and
was-
and he is adorable.
But in this, hopefully, John won't throw me under the bus right now. I am not crazy and not trusting Pike.
Well,
All right.
He's
So-
saying.
so you don't trust
Last
Pike?
time he was here, this is what happened
can't say he's not crazy.
about the dog.
Sure.
But he comes over, he sits on the couch. The dog gets up on the couch and like lays on Greg. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
He's actually being like a dog. And Greg's like, oh yeah, he's not so bad. And then he just looks at Greg, starts growling while he's on him, and starts barking in his face.
Dog's on
Like
on his lap.
not yeah.
Psychopath.
And
That is a psychopath
And the back,
dog.
his back hair is like straight up. He's not happy.
I
Yeah.
did notice that he had like that crazy like line down the
Yeah.
middle of his back.
And,
Like,
and Greg just like,
Yeah, I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
what do you do?
I
He's on you.
now it's the real problem.
He has you right where
You
he
can't even
wants
be like,
you.
well, just don't touch him. No,
Well, no,
because he's
because
on
then, like,
him.
you would start patting him, and he would like calm down a little bit, and then he'd freak out again for no fucking reason.
Yeah, it's
So-
he's a real problem.
Yeah, and I think he didn't actually like lunge at me until I went to walk into the kitchen to get something, and he saw that my back was exposed, and he went right for me immediately. So that's why when we came into this house, I'm like circling around this 15-pound dog. Like, I don't fucking think so.
He's aggressive. He's aggressive. You guys don't get it. But yeah, he has this weird thing where people will come in the house and he's wagging his tail and he's whatever, and then he'll just look at him all of a sudden and be like, "What the fuck, dude?" And you're like, "I've been here the whole time. What are you mad about? I didn't do anything."
I live here.
Right, and
I
it's
feed
just
you.
every day I come out of my room and he looks at me like, "Don't you dare fucking touch me! Don't hit me!" And I'm like, I've never even yelled at him, like, let alone fucking touched him.
It's like my parents. My parents have 2 Chihuahuas.
Oh yeah,
Oh yes, you get to see them again.
Oh, good.
Fucking schizo freak shows.
Nacho
Small
bit me
dogs
once
just suck.
too.
Oh my
they
god,
do.
they are literally crazy.
My parents had the world's best dog. His name was Patches.
Aw.
He was a border collie. He was incredibly intelligent and a little weird. But they traded him in, and by that I mean he died. But what they're like replacement dogs, they're like the dogs that they ended up getting.
The spirit
instead,
world traded him.
Yeah, were 2 like neurotic, moronic Chihuahuas. Taco and Ginger.
They are so stupid.
They're so dumb.
Yuck.
And they have like tiny like hypodermic needle like teeth, and they're terrified of everything.
They bark so hard that they actually jump off the ground.
yeah, like they literally
That's
like
they
bark
they
and lose.
can't control themselves.
Yeah, they shake violently for no good reason.
They shake violently, they shake because they're scared, they shake.
Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah. So, but my favorite part about these dogs, and by favorite I mean worst, but no, this part actually amuses me. They are programmed, it seems, to
They're
hate,
electronic dogs?
hate love. No. So
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
so you can only my parents can pet them like extensively. And Chihuahuas are like this. They'll latch on to like 1, maybe 2 people, and
Right.
that's their and they are.
And these 2 actually did. One has attached to Amy.
Yeah.
And the other has pretty much attached
yeah,
to
like
Dave.
Taco is like my dad's dog, and Ginger's my mom's dog. Like they're very serious about this, like protecting the dog thing, and they hate everyone else. But the best part is if you show
The dogs, not your parents.
If you show any signs of physical affection to anyone while the dogs are in the room and they see it, they freak the fuck out.
Right.
Like if you just hug hello.
Literally hugging
start
my mom,
barking.
they lose their shit, and it is. Oops, sorry, smacking the mic.
It's okay.
They lose it. It's like
We're still here.
It's like hysterical though, because you're like, I'm gonna show you some love, and the dog's like, I'm like, it's okay. This is a good thing. The dog's like,
Yeah, they turn into little psychopaths.
It's hilarious. And then you like.
So now you just start like dancing.
Yeah, you're
or
like revving
hugging
their
people
engine and
just
stuff.
to get
So
them
you
to
start
go.
getting like closer to hugging, like half hugging, just to see like what triggers them. And like on the couch. I'm like, I hope you die soon.
It's
Yeah,
like what
they're so out of
joy? What
control.
joy are you bringing to anybody?
I'm just
Come
gonna-
on.
I'm just gonna get some wadded up balls of paper to throw at them and confuse them.
That's fine. My parents are like,
Really send some mixed signals.
I was like, it's like, God, I hate these dogs. My parents were like, it's like, what? They live forever. And
Like that's the problem.
tiny dogs that live forever. And my parents are like, well, you better get used to them because we won't be around forever. And I was like, God help me.
But the
Oh,
dog
no,
will be.
the dog. If those dogs, I'm sorry,
I'm
but
not
if your
marrying them.
if your parents were to die in a car accident,
No.
Oh, God forbid.
God forbid.
Yeah.
But I mean, if
hope not.
if they were to both like go, and we had these dogs to deal with,
I wouldn't even know what to do with myself.
let me
Nice
just.
fishing
I'm just gonna
Humane
say,
Society.
I'll just take care of
Box.
them for you. I won't tell you what happens. I'll just guarantee that they won't be a
I
problem.
brought him
2
to a
weeks
farm.
later, they show up at your house.
The Chihuahua farm.
Yeah, the Chihuahua farm.
I want to see if I
They
can
turned
load
into-
them into one of those things that shoot the targets, so you can shoot them with a shotgun.
Like clay pigeons. with
Yes,
a
there we
Chihuahua.
go.
Useless fact though.
Just legs are they just flopped over.
They also
Splat.
got really fat since you last saw them.
Oh,
my parents feed them.
It's
what,
weird
then,
because
like-
they only feed them dog food.
only
12
dog
pounds?
feed.
Only feed them dog food.
Only ever feed them dog food, and then when they don't eat it because they're spoiled, my mom feeds them chicken and.
But no,
beans
I mean
and
she
rice and
only
meat.
feeds them
Pizza.
dog
It's a lot
food.
of
Only
pizza.
feeds them dog food as she's handing them like fucking chips and shit.
No, it's okay if I'm giving him these table scraps because I only feed them dog
Only
food.
feed them dog food, and they don't get many treats as she's handing him like the fourth fucking doggy bone of the
Fed the
day.
dog a calzone
Except
this
for-
morning.
There are doggy treats all over the house, but they only get dog
Only
food.
get dog food.
Only
Only
get
get
dog
dog
food.
food.
So they look like meatballs with like razor sharp teeth faces sticking out.
Yeah, pretty much. One of them is like hysterically fat, like just like comically fat.
Oh my
to
god,
me.
what do you say taco looks like?
Oh, Henry Rollins.
Henry Rollins. That's right.
I don't know how to explain.
He
it.
has no neck.
I'll have to send you a picture. But like, you lift
she
the
does.
dog up, you hold it up, and it's like she like leans forward and she just loses her neck, so it's just like fat sausage. It's just like
So
weird
it's-
fate. It just looks like Henry Rollins to me. I can't help it.
Is it the kind of fat where if I like roll it onto its back, it won't be able to right itself?
Oh, I can only hope.
Yeah.
I would like to see you try to roll one of them on their backs. They
And
will
keep your
freak
fingers.
the fuck out on you.
They're like
I'll just go with big kitchen mitts and be like, all
they
right.
just turn into like land alligators.
Yeah.
It's like the most aggressive things you've ever seen in your life.
It'll be ridiculous.
Them being on their back as they fight to the death in their dumb
And they
little
bark
brains.
over every. They're the first thing to wake you up in the morning.
First
And so like if
They're
Dave
the
and Amy
best
go
alarm
out,
clocks.
they are. So we went up to house sit a couple times, and
Parents are gone for like a long weekend.
they gotta like go to the bathroom, and they clearly like want to go outside, but they're too scared to walk by us to go out. So you gotta open the door and basically like step back and be like, okay, I'll let you walk out on your own, and I won't move. Come on, and then they just puke on the rug.
Wish we were kidding.
Everybody flipped the script there.
Yeah. No, we went and like house sat, and for 3 days they did not leave the underneath of my parents' bed except when they desperately needed to pee
Or throw up on the
or throw up
fucking
on the
rug.
fucking rug. Like, oh, but my parents love them. They're such lovely dogs. I'm sure.
Oh my god.
But see, now that's what you're saying your parents are doing is like what you're saying that I'm doing, where I'm like you're being crazy because your parents like they're the nicest, sweetest dogs.
No, even they.
No,
admit,
they
like,
know
dogs
that
are
they're
dogs.
fucking
Yeah, that's a
neurotic.
lie.
They just love them
That's what
anyway.
lies sound like.
All right,
Much
well,
like me. You know?
That's what a lie.
just punched a whole bunch of holes in my argument.
Yeah.
Greg's like, I was gonna fight, but no.
They're surrogate children. They're my parents' kids. Now that
Yeah.
we're not around and we're flawed and they love us or something.
well-
But this analogy is getting weird.
But some things aren't lovable.
Might like me.
Like
I
any
understand.
small dog.
Yeah, or any
Any small dog.
Really?
Or Brad.
Yeah,
Aw.
it's okay.
I love,
We
I love Brad.
can't hate them too much because we realize they love the dogs, so
Yeah.
we get that, and
Yeah.
so we try not to like say, God, I
Actively.
really hate your dog, and I want it to. I really want it to find
We
my
try not
back
to.
tire.
We try not to speak the
Right.
truth around these people.
That's why we brought the fight to the internet.
Right.
Broadcast it. So
Just
now-
very angry with them
so
right
now
now.
everyone knows.
Well, I won't say it, but you can just listen to this over and over again.
Yeah.
If you just want to know
It's
what
going
I
to be
feel
very
like.
cathartic.
There is one entertaining thing that they do, and that they like
Puke
because
on the rug?
they're sad, tiny little dogs, and they have nothing to like do. They take real pleasure in hunting doggy treats. So like, it's like all
So
of
Chihuahuas are naturally like pack
Dumb.
hunters.
Yeah, and they,
Oh.
well, that too. Useless.
In the wild.
Useless fact: they are one of the few breeds that weren't bred. They were like found out somewhere in Mexico already like that. Already tiny.
This is why
and
they
sad.
are
Oh.
kind of weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like they're
But
not
they
like,
do this.
They're not like a like
They're like Neanderthal dogs?
yeah, they're not like a pug. They're like a dog that was like came like this. So they have the very strong still like the animal hunting instincts, but they're pathetically domesticated dogs that would wither away in like 40 minutes if you didn't
in the
feed them
wild.
constantly.
They have no like
They're not going to
evolutionary
catch their own
benefit
their own
whatsoever.
Yeah.
No.
So like they're like their real championship, their real like victory over life is to like attack.
Just to keep breathing.
It's like it's like to like attack.
They don't realize it, but
They're like, I
yes.
shouldn't be alive.
Yeah, to like, viciously attack and dominate this non-moving doggy treat. Like so, the dogs. My mom.
They
will,
have to be that aggressive just to survive.
like she'll
in
pick
their
it
mind.
up. Yeah, she'll like pick the doggy treat up and like throw it around and then like
Like
dance
she's
around
trying to
it,
kill it
do
or
little
something.
jumps. Yeah, like the way like a cat would sort of torture a mouse, sort of thing.
I-
but like it's a dog treat. And like,
Do-
oh, you're so sad.
But in the middle of the summer, they'll go out into the yard and they'll travel together. Like they'll both be running around the yard, and then they'll be scared by like a butterfly.
Jesus Christ.
If one of those dogs kills one more endangered monarch butterfly, I swear to God.
Seriously, we had this discussion, a few episodes ago. The monarch butterfly is in trouble.
I heard
it
it.
is.
There's not enough milkweed, or what's the deal?
Right.
Yep.
Plant milkweed. It'll grow in many places.
All right.
Do your part.
On the dog thing, before we get too far off that, I really want to say that seeing your mother jump around a dog treat might be something I need to make sure that happens in the next 72 hours.
Oh, you'll see it because my mom will feed the dogs at least 27 dog treats within the next day or so.
Well, she only feeds them dog food.
Only dog food.
Only dog food.
Only dog food.
Are you guys trying to insinsiate that they eat more than dog food?
They don't eat
No.
more than dog
Oh.
food.
No, of course
Sorry.
not.
Not
They
ham,
only
not
eat
chicken.
dog food. Not table scraps.
Only Chef Mike. Only Chef Mike.
Oh, that's the other thing too. It's not even like dogs don't give a shit. Like, give them friggin' food, and they'll friggin' eat the food.
They eat their own shit.
They do eat their own
They
shit.
don't- they
and
don't give a
grass.
fuck.
That's because that's what they puke up. Oh, well, they eat the grass to settle their stomach. Why the fuck are they eating
Well,
grass?
that's a shitty way to do it.
Anyway, Chef Michael. Has
Chef-
to be Chef Michael wet food for these little spoiled bitches.
So it's
Not being a dick, they are bitches.
That's true, and they are spoiled. And they are little. Oh, that's accurate. And only Chef Michael's. Because they
Only
won't
Chef
eat.
Michael's.
And then they don't eat it anyway. So my mother inevitably gives them only dog food in the form of, like, that roast chicken or steak tips. Or
Are they
like,
fur babies?
Or Chinese
Yeah.
food.
You're gonna show up at the house,
That's
and there's
my-
gonna be a 22-pound turkey deep in the fryer, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, nice." Dinner. Say, "Oh, this is just for the dogs for the next week."
Yeah, exactly.
Fur babies is my maybe one of my biggest pet peeves.
Fur babies.
Just that term.
Oh,
Just I don't know why. This is my fur babies. I'm like,
No, you should kill yourself.
yeah. It just makes me it just makes me cringe.
Your life is pretty much at its end.
Brian, you crystallized my thoughts eloquently.
Yeah.
That's like a solid red flag on a date. It's just like someone's like, "Oh, this is my like fur baby Sparky," and like we're done here. Check please.
I
Like, I'm
can't
all
put up
set.
with this for
There goes my
any
erection.
extended period of time.
Yeah.
here's my suitable response.
Yeah, the whole I don't know.
But you're not overall. You're not bad with pets. Like you're cool with pets. In
Oh
general.
yeah. No, I'm an animal person.
Yeah, we
just not that
definitely
one.
Sound like a whole room of animal lovers right now.
Just not that one.
I would
yeah.
love to have a dog. I just can't have one in the city.
Pike's not a
because
dog.
I'm not gonna pick up poop.
You have to, even when it's at your house.
No, I mean if I had a yard, I could
You'll have a
just
yard full of shit.
Yeah, but I can have like
Sounds like a coffee
someone
brand.
come and
You
rake
can-
it up.
You can still do that if you leave it on the city, as long as you don't get caught.
True.
Right.
Then you're an asshole.
Yes.
And I do hate those people.
I do.
What's up,
that.
Greg?
I don't live in your
Sup,
city,
man?
so I don't care. You have like a fucking field in your backyard.
No, so actually that's reserved for me. I go back there and hang out there in the summer.
he goes
no,
back there.
not-
He goes back there and
Not the dog's
shits.
bathroom.
Not that little backyard. I mean,
No,
like
the
literal
empty lot
empty
behind your
field behind
back-
your house.
Oh no, I do something better with it.
Oh god.
So there's this pretentious art gallery next to my house called Hang It.
Oh God, I forgot about
Sponsored.
those fuckers.
So I
Not
went.
sponsored anymore.
By the end of this conversation.
So they would have their hipster art festivals like once a month, and it would take up all the parking on my street, which was annoying enough. But whatever, their business is public parking. It solved the problem by buying a spot, or renting a spot from another landlord nearby. But what started happening is that the first thing I did is I want to get some of my brother's artwork framed. So I brought it over to them, and my brother does some kind of weird stuff because my brother's a little bit weird. And they're like, we don't really frame these kinds of things here. This is more for art. And I was like,
Oh, you fuck.
You pretentious piece of shit.
yeah. Now, meanwhile, the current exhibit on display is something like my life through my cat's eyes. And it's like,
Oh my god.
Life through a fur baby's eyes.
and it's
serious?
No, I'm serious. It's like this very thing, like a cat with like a messenger bag goes on one of the paintings. There's other random shit. And I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? So I was pretty much
Yes,
like,
Greg, it's art.
yeah, I was like, all right, thanks. So I left thinking that would be my last interaction with these people, but it wouldn't be, because when that fall came by, they have like 2 trees in their lot that were covering their cement lot with leaves. So they took out their leaf blowers and they blew them into my fucking yard, which has no trees. Yeah. So I bagged them back up and I dumped them back over their parking lot. and
Duh.
and this went back and forth a few times, and they're like, well, we shouldn't be responsible for this. I'm like, it's your fucking lot. It's your trees. I'm like, you're a business.
Cut the tree down if you don't want it. I mean, like,
I'm like, you're a goddamn business. Stop like fucking up the residential people near you.
Yeah.
And they just like would do a whole bunch of like random ass petty shit. So what I started to do is, especially in the winter, I would walk my dog into their front steps because he can't tell because it's all snowy and icy, and I would just have him like shit and piss there.
But it's not my responsibility.
No.
What am I supposed
it's
to
a
do about
dog.
it?
I mean, it has to poop.
What am I supposed to do?
And every spring, they're like they're a moderately sized building with a little bit of heft. You can get things onto their roof. So every spring, when I have to pick up my dog's shit, I throw it on their roof.
I did not know you did that. That is horrific.
This is within the past like
That is
18
awesome.
months.
Okay, so
Shit roof.
So, all right, I have to point out one small detail. Your bathroom window overlooks their roof.
You can see the top of the wall from it, but you can't see inside it.
I'm more concerned about the smell in the summertime.
Doesn't happen.
All right.
No,
It's been tested.
no, but my dream is to find whatever one of those things on the top of the building is like the fresh air intake for their.
Like, get one, like that right there is your gold star.
You just hear dun 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 dun. You're like, yes,
Got him.
You're just standing outside one day and you just hear and they're like, ugh. You're like, yes, I got it. I got it.
How's that for art, you fucks?
That's my art. It's my dog's
I
art.
call it Chef Michael's.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't. I want a dog as well, but I couldn't own one in the city. I don't like picking up shit.
Nah.
It's just not. Like I grew up in the middle of like a 6-acre farm. Like,
Yeah.
I need my dog to poo. I open the door.
Going
dog
out
goes.
with a rake
Right, yeah.
and a shovel is a lot different than putting your hand in a baggie and picking up a steaming pile
Still warm.
So romantic.
No.
of dog shit. Not doing it.
No.
Not
You can
doing
handle it.
you can bring a compressed air duster. If you turn it upside down, it'll freeze it.
That doesn't.
That's-
That
Seems
also spreads
as if
massive
it's-
amounts of like ozone and
Shit.
starts to inhale and
They're harmless. They couldn't sell them if they were bad.
Particulate everywhere.
They couldn't
It's like
sell
a
them if they were
lot-
bad.
A lot of flaws in that.
And then you'd be that crazy guy that ices shit on the sidewalk.
You'd be known as the guy who compress airs shit.
Yeah.
Well, there was that guy.
There he is again.
There was that guy in Troy that shoveled his lawn every winter, so I'm sure I'm nowhere near his level of excellence.
No,
It's a great way to stay in shape.
It is, I guess. You ever saw that guy?
No.
Yeah, he lived next to Matt Fallon. He would shovel his lawn every winter.
Okay.
Wow. That's
And then
dedication, I guess.
Yeah, he was only like a few like.
It's insanity. That's what it is.
Kentucky bluegrass. I
Wait,
don't
where
wanna
did he
get
put the
old.
snow? If he
in
shoveled
Matt Fallon's lawn.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, I guess they probably didn't care. They're not looking to shovel their lawn anytime.
No, why would you shovel a lawn?
They're like,
You're an
I
idiot.
guess you can.
Nah,
Shovel
better
your
things
lawn.
to do.
Troy True Stories.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of snow
So
here.
John, you haven't shoveled your lawn. You've got.
No, that's never going to happen.
I
Ever.
don't think that's ever gonna melt.
Well, I don't think so
It's
either.
like 6 feet of snow.
Yeah, if you look, well, you just look. Yeah, look across the street, and you can see the berm of snow.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's depressing, and that's a lot less than it was.
Yeah, we have a.
We have a sizable
lot,
amount
yeah.
as well.
Boston's kind of a nightmare, but
I've heard. I think I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah.
Boston got
It's been mentioned
crushed.
once.
May have been mentioned somewhere.
It's just been a bad winter.
Yeah.
Every
It really
weekend,
has, yeah.
every weekend I travel and I get home, or I come home on Saturday nights, and it's been like 4 or 5 weekends this year where it's been 4+ hours to get home.
Yeah.
And it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Don't you only? Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Sunday into Monday. We've had a lot of storms. It's been very weird.
It's been shitty.
No,
It's been a shitty winter.
yeah. Well, and you travel to train, right?
Yeah.
I'm in Connecticut.
Yeah, Connecticut. Another reason why stay here.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for too long.
We were actually talking about that on the way up here.
Yeah, we mentioned.
I didn't realize you went all the way down to Hartford.
Yeah.
It's a hell
I
of a
mean-
drive every day or every week, I guess.
Go, run. Get there.
Get the fuck out of here.
get down to Hartford, meet yourself a nice Tinderella.
Cinderella. Make it worthwhile anyway.
Oh man,
But yes, there's a good arm wrestling team in Minneapolis.
really?
Yes.
See?
To be fair, Minneapolis is a pretty cool place, minus the
Bitter cold.
crushing cold.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
It was
sorry.
negative
I believe
20
yours
here.
was worse this
The
year.
soul
It was way worse.
destroying
Yes.
cold.
Okay.
Yes,
So
but-
this was the coldest winter, or the second coldest winter that we've had in like over 100 years.
Yeah.
You have it every fucking year.
I disagree. This year,
Your
really
entire
sucked.
city, your entire city
I'd
is
have to-
indoors.
I'd have to disagree with
This
that.
is the warmest summer or warmest winter that Minneapolis has had in a while, right?
Climate change proves it.
Well, it's changing.
Yeah.
Great,
So
hooray!
it's time
I'm
to
sorry.
move.
Are you
When
gonna
I
get
turn on the
board with
news-
people and say that climate change isn't real, Brad? Is
No,
that the
I'm-
stance that you're now
It's
taking?
time to move.
I'm all about that.
It's,
but my
the
point
time is now,
Yeah.
is what you're saying to me.
Strike while the iron is hot.
Strike while the iron is moderately warm in Minneapolis.
But to be fair, Minneapolis isn't a bad place. Every time
No,
I go there, I have a
it's-
great time, and not just because I'm hanging out with
I
Greg,
flew
but
into Minneapolis once. That's
It's a cool city. Like
It is a
it's-
nice city.
It's a walkable city, which I appreciate when it's not soul destroyingly cold.
But it's a walkable city even when it is cold because they have the
I have a beard.
skywalks
This guy,
Yeah.
and a beard,
and a beard.
and it's cheap
Not that I'm selling it because it's
Is
in
it
the middle
cheap?
of nowhere.
It's
compared
it's
to
massively
well,
cheap.
I mean, compared to where we
Other
live.
cities.
Yeah.
The
compared
cost of
to-
living and average income spread is very favorable.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's
in that regard. Yeah.
Make good money.
I would make a very, without even checking Keen's current situation for renting, I would say with almost 100% certainty that even just on the base of what it costs to rent an apartment in Minneapolis will just be on average lower than here no matter what. And then
Yeah,
will,
apartments around here, dude, because I've been looking, obviously, because that's where I'm going to go after this.
No.
I mean, I don't know if it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
I've
It's
got
a
a,
lot of fucking money for almost nothing.
I've got a 2-bedroom with a yard a mile from downtown for $785.
Yeah. It's
Wait, that's total? That's your rent?
That's my rent.
that's half of my rent.
That's
Literally
less
half of my
than
rent
half
without
of my
utilities. For my one
Or no,
bedroom
more than
jail
half.
cell.
Yeah, and the more I started to realize that, I'm like,
I can get a studio around here for that.
yeah.
Like, seriously. I'm looking at studio apartments for
And you have a
$700
nice
a month.
apartment.
yeah.
Yeah, and you have a backyard and you got a fire pit. God damn.
So do
Maybe
you-
I should move to Minneapolis.
Yes!
Gosh, we've been talking
Shut
for
the
an
fudge
hour,
up.
and it has turned around.
Oh no, it's not around. No, I don't want to lose more people to Minneapolis. No.
Bye, Brad.
Well, as long as you're all concentrated in one area, it's when I have to fucking travel all over to meet you.
It's true.
It's all conveniently located for me because again, it comes back. It's all
then-
about my convenience.
And
Well.
then we can get Ty to move to Minneapolis.
There we go. Okay.
That'd be cool.
It would be.
He'd be more apt to have his fitness business and somewhere like that than here.
There's a CrossFit
There's nothing
gym
here.
right next to my house, actually, or next to Brasa, the rotisserie place.
I just remembered how many fixies I saw the last time I was in
You're
Minneapolis,
gonna
so
see-
now I'm not sure I don't want to be there anymore.
That's fair.
You can cut them in half, turn them into unicycles.
Fixie?
Yeah, fixed gear bicycle. It's
Oh.
very hip.
It's a bicycle that doesn't you
It's
got,
fun to
a
watch people
10-speed
ride them
bicycle.
that
Yeah, it's a
Uh-huh.
1-speed.
It's one.
Okay.
And it's the worst speed.
Nearly impossible to pedal speed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it
It's
doesn't
great
have,
for downhill.
Yeah, and it doesn't have brakes either. So
Wow.
the only way to stop is to stop.
Is to
pedaling
die.
and to not. Yeah, it's
How does it not? It has no brakes, like no caliper brakes or nothing.
no nothing because it's literally like a fixed gear. So if you pedal forward, it moves forward. If you pedal backward, it pedals
Right.
backwards. So you
No,
can't
but
slow
what about
down.
on the handlebars?
No.
There should be brakes there.
No.
That would,
Let's not
with
complicate
calipers.
things, Greg.
You don't
You know.
you don't ever stop your feet from moving.
Yeah.
You just
Greg is like,
this is
his
why
mind
it's
is
the
blown.
dumbest bike on the planet,
Yeah.
and yet everybody.
Once you grow your handlebar mustache,
You have to have one. It's fucking
or
ridiculous.
vice versa. I'm not sure which comes first, the mustache or the bicycle.
We're all dangerously close. We have a room full of beards here right now, which is the preamble to the mustache.
Yeah,
But,
but,
like, it's not like you
we're
wake up one morning
We're not
and you're
that
like,
hip.
yeah, and it's not.
No.
You don't wake up one morning and you accidentally have a handlebar mustache. You have to work for it.
That's true.
I have a friend
That
who
is
has
quite
one.
true.
To be fair, he's not a hipster. He's metal.
He's just hip.
No, he's just
No, he's a constant, is what he is.
yeah, like he's eternal with the mustache.
That's just who he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
I don't. He would be weird with that one.
Yeah, I don't know what I couldn't handle it. Anyway, sorry, digress.
I haven't not had a beard
This
in
whole
like
show is a digress. You're fine.
4 years. Oh yeah,
A
yeah.
little
This
bit, I
is there's no direction here.
Freeform jazz.
Yes, I don't like
podcasts.
that. I don't like any kind of anything to hold us back.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, we've managed to fill quite a lot of time with random.
It's
shit.
not
That's
hard.
fun.
It's not
Yeah,
hard.
there's gonna be a lot to edit out.
No,
Edit?
No.
Are you out of your fucking
Oh
mind?
yeah.
We're driving up, and Brian.
Who would do that?
After I dropped the bomb on Brian that he's participating whether he wants to or not.
Which he's been a phenomenal guest
Yeah.
so far.
Aw, thanks, guys.
We would love to have you back. But he's like, so what is your show about? And I was like,
Whatever. Comes
How do I just
to
say
mind.
nothing? How do I jazz nothing up?
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
we just get together and talk about stuff that happened in the week, such as you're asking too many questions. Shut up and drive.
Look at that! Look at that cloud. It looks like a dick. Oh, good. Brad's awake.
So that's why we have this strict. When we were sitting on the couch before we got ready, you guys started throwing things away. And it's just like stop, go to the recording room before we burn up all of our conversation.
Yeah.
We need this.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, everybody's like, I need to see what your computer looks like, and runs like, I'm like, all right, cool. So we were, talking, and stop! Greg's like, you're burning material. The embargo. You forgot about the embargo.
Don't riff on shit. No.
Like the most me and Greg will ever talk during the week is just like a weird picture
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, this isn't burning anything.
Well, it's because it's a very fine line between where we need to actually start doing like show preparation work, or just letting it go by pretending that there is no John Brown for 6 days and 23 hours a week.
Right.
That's fair.
Gosh,
And it works.
that must be horrible for you.
It is, but
Thank you, Brian.
I'm being serious.
I know. I appreciate it.
I mean, I do it to my parents for 365 days a year.
That's the thing, right? Seriously, it can't be that hard. Yeah, because that was one of the things too that I'm thinking about moving is that like I don't have a super close relationship with my dad or my brother.
Sure.
I try,
Yeah.
I try to have, especially with my brother.
Right.
But he's just he's a silent partner. It's hard to even get a text back from the guy.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah, sure. Whatever that
I mean,
means.
I heard he was working earlier, so that,
Yeah.
he's busy.
Okay. If that's an excuse, sure. No, I mean he's just my brother. Is his own guy,
He's got his own life.
and that
Yeah.
no problem. But it's like
It's not holding you down.
right. It's not like one of those things where I see this guy like every 2 days. How can I move away from that? No, if I moved away, we'd talk as much as we do now.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Which is every once in a while my phone goes zzz, zzz, and it's him.
well. The
See, I like to
whole-
think that's what Christmas is for.
Yeah.
I like to think that Christmas is for casuals.
Yes, I know.
Greg's like, I like to think that Christmas is for amateurs and the one true holiday.
We'll have to come back to talk about Jewdica next season.
It'll be good. We'll,
Yeah, as I say,
Yeah.
it's rare we have all three of the elders in one spot.
Yeah.
It's always trying to like get us to agree on
And
anything.
John, you need to play with us this year.
think
I know.
You could do very well.
No, I know. And we talked about it this year that what I need to do is I need to hold off buying anything all year.
That's how I lost.
So
it this year.
Christmas time, it's like, all right,
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
but you don't have to spend a lot of money to win at Jewdica.
You just have to be
You
right.
just have to be really
Tricky.
good
yeah.
at spending money.
Brad's dropped a pretty sizable bomb that made me and my partner spend more earlier on than we wanted to. So there was I can reveal this now because now we know what it actually is. So there was this we had a mechanic this year that was called What's in the Box. That was
What's in the box?
yeah, that's exactly it.
because of the 7th year of Judica.
And Brad Pitt.
Oh,
What's
nice.
in the box?
Yep. I like it.
So Brad just declares out of nowhere, he's like, I just made 1,800 points off of what's in the box.
Keeping in mind, the trick is that we weren't supposed to spend anything more than $10 on whatever item was going to go into the box. And the winner of Jewdica was going to get the contents of the box.
Correct. And because we considered it was part of the Jewdica competition, any expenditure that directly benefits Jewdica gets a 3 times multiplier on it. So scoring works is what you paid, or what the item is worth, minus what you paid for it, and then the difference is how many points you get. So if you pay, something is like $10, you pay 5 for it, you get 15 points because of the value plus what you save.
Right.
So Brad, what this meant is that Brad somehow had fucking found something that under $10 that when you do all the multipliers is worth 1,800 fucking points.
So you got a $300 object marked down to $9.95.
Oh my god.
And so I was really proud when I found this, and I was like,
"Oh my not god!"
I am coming out swinging. And so and it's a team-based game, and so Svetlana is my teammate, and so I immediately tell her, I was like, "You need to do this very specific set of instructions to locate the things that will make this happen." And she's like, "This is incredible." And so we immediately just threw down like 1,800 points back to back, and they're like, Greg's just like, "What the fuck did you do?" You had to wait.
Greg also found a loophole that
He
helped
did well
him.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
But not nearly as
No
spectacular.
way. Greg found the loophole in the game
Yeah.
to do better at it.
Actually, that's been half the battle. Every year we get together before the season begins to talk through the rules and talk about, any changes. And Greg always has something that he'd like to introduce because he thinks it'd
wonder
be
why.
fun. And we got to think it through fully before we agree to it because we're waiting on. We're going to figure out what his angle is on it.
I thought what's in the box was just plain
It was
fun.
a great idea.
That was a great one. Like, this is.
This might be the first year you suggested something without an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
No, there was an ulterior motive.
I was just gonna say, what are you growing?
No, the fucking charity nerf was like, I gotta get that out of my fucking way.
No, that's fair.
But
That was
the charity was so OP though.
I think the charity nerf was good.
Yeah, no, that definitely helped
It's,
rebalance.
That was a great story. I think you told that on the podcast, right?
Okay.
The charity story.
yeah.
Fucking this kid Derek fucking has fucked me every single
Language, Greg. Jesus Christ.
Every year.
This is what this motherfucker fucking did on his fuck face.
Understandably, and you were right. Participation is key, and you had demonstrated that the only reason anyone wins is because he chooses at the end who to fuck over. They're like, no, so now we're forcing him to play. So I respect that.
What was the one that? What were you saying that I would use this year? That was a loophole. I didn't think I did anything really exploiting.
Oh, you used the Indie Humble bundle to like rack up crazy amounts of points.
Oh, he's so happy. Greg is so happy
because it says on the website like $600 worth of stuff, and like to be fair, that's the exact same level of bullshit I used to rack up my points.
Of course,
sure.
But it's pay what you want. So he could like literally pay as little as he wanted to get that huge bonus of all the difference between what he paid versus what the value was.
2 cents.
Less than that.
Yeah, it was really impressive. So
he's not that generous.
Yeah.
But to finish the story, it was like, so Greg was wondering what the fuck is it that Brad manages to buy that like, and of course his Greg's teammate is Matloff, and he's a lawyer. And so within like 10 minutes of me logging this purchase on Jewdica, he immediately goes, what in the fuck did you manage to buy for exactly $299.95 with a discount of this much? I was like, you really worked the math out.
Oh, wow. He reverse engineered your...
He was like, what the hell? And I was like, you'll see after Jewdica.
He holds
None of
us
your
to the
fucking
rules.
business.
He holds us to the rule. Well, he's a lawyer, and he's very good at rule lawyering.
Yes.
And I respect it, because that's half the battle of this
he
game.
lawyers us quite a bit.
That's the fun of it. Keep the rules just loose enough where you can argue your point, because half the fun is just being like, fuck you.
Yeah, having him and Greg on a team together might have...
They won this year, to be fair. They earned it.
But that's a force to be reckoned with.
We've both... He's won previously before.
Solo,
He won solo, because he was like, I don't need a fucking teammate. I'm going on this my own.
I'm a lawyer. I can do this.
I had always
He's like the Rambo of Jewdica.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. I would like to think that every year I've been a very strong competitor because
You know how to play.
You have the spirit.
I have the spirit. This holiday means a lot to me.
You are Jewdica.
That's all I've got.
Yeah.
And it really is. Like, Greg changes around that season.
Greg reactivates
It's
his
such a-
Facebook account during that season.
I remember getting the call. I think it was right before. When do you start playing?
Black Friday.
Right.
Friday,
It was right.
the high holy day.
Yeah, it was Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
And he calls me up, and I'm just like, I'm shaking, dude. I'm just shaking. I call Brad, and I'm like, can we start now? Because they have Black Friday sales on right now.
On Thursday, yeah.
Can we
yeah.
do this? And he's like, no, dude, no. He's like, God, fuck. There's like 6 more hours left. I'm like, there's only 5 hours here. He's like, fuck you. He's like, fuck
You remember that call, too?
Yeah, no, so like, can we do it now? Because there are deals. Like, no, we have to wait.
He's like, dude, you never believe what fucking Brad said. You can't start. What the fuck? I'm like, right, calm down, dude. You're gonna be fine.
Foaming at the mouth.
Yeah. So to finally wrap it up, what I did was I found like a specific search string, like a series of rules in Amazon. Was like, find me a product that is 90% off and costs less than $10, and then sort by highest price, because it will show you the shit that's most expensive but under $10. And I found the ugliest fucking engagement wedding ring I have ever seen in my life for a list price
$9.98 or something.
$9.95 free shipping, and,
Booyah.
and like it retail price at over $300. I was like, this is it.
You were just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, and Svetlana immediately found the other ugliest ring on the planet and did the exact same thing. So Greg is now the proud owner of 2 really hideous rings.
And they wouldn't tell anybody what they did.
Yeah, I don't want to reveal my secrets.
Of course,
No, you can't.
of course.
That's like a magic trick.
Jewdica goes until New Year's Day.
Until you're
Right.
As soon as the first hits, it's over. And we're at Brad's house for a New Year's party, and my teammate
This year?
Yeah, my teammate Matthew was on his phone because we're trying to figure out how we can get like the last few points in.
Right.
get in there.
And he finds this website that lists all the best deals on the internet, and we find like this GoPro camera kit, which neither of us have GoPro cameras, but just because of the margin, we wanted to buy like 6 of them just so we could put the points in and win.
Oh, that's such dedication.
Yeah, we take it seriously.
We get a little crazy.
I
During
do
that
have
time
to
of
be
year.
a part of this.
It's alarmingly intense. Like,
And it is actually fun, because then you can just do stupid shit.
yeah,
Like, you get something for somebody else, and then you just, like...
the lingerie clauses.
Yeah, lingerie clause. Like, you get something else that directly benefits you, so you get points for it. So then you just try to come up with, like, insane justifications for, like, why
you're benefiting.
Either why you're benefiting or why you're buying someone something so stupid.
I got my my girlfriend a mouse to make her heal my raid.
Do a better job at Final Fantasy.
I'm like, yeah, these you're just not doing it with 2 buttons, hon. You need 18.
You're like, do it.
I got it on sale, too. Multipliers.
But I bought it, though.
Yeah. It's for you.
It's
Yeah, it's for you.
I would say I think we've got it pretty well balanced at this point. I think we've really the earlier versions of it were a little off the fucking wall.
Well, I mean, yeah, any game like that starts that way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, every year you kind of revise it and it gets a little more, yeah.
we're gonna head into Jewdica 8.
Yeah. I have an idea.
We're gonna incorporate touchscreens.
It's like
this year.
WrestleMania.
I have an idea for next Jewdica that might. I want to try to shake things up a little bit to get more people to play. And so I have an idea, but we'll talk about it off mic. Because,
Oh, yeah.
We don't want a record of it quite yet.
Yeah, the elders conduct their discussions in secret.
We even have a secret handshake. We'll
yeah.
show you.
All right.
I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember how to do it.
No, I do.
Anyway,
They're showing me right
but
now.
we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm excited for next year.
Me too.
As usual,
Me too.
To be a contender.
Well, I got to get in there then.
Yes.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
it. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. People are like, "Oh, it's hard. You like rack up so many points." Like, I rack up points.
No,
because I'm
and so
clever.
so we started this game when we had
No money.
and now we all have disposable incomes, but we still spend no money because that's truly the spirit of Jewdica.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, right,
Crushing your
exactly.
opponents and making it look good.
Yeah.
Crushing your opponents with ease.
Yeah,
Literally.
I thought it was so funny this year where it's like a week before and you're like, I fucked up. You're like, I bought too many things this fall.
Right, well, that was my thing. It's like, I don't have anything to fucking buy.
Yeah.
You'll
And-
find things.
And I didn't know. Well, that's the thing. Like, I need to get in there before and really go over all the rules and all the fucking things to make it so I can win.
Yeah.
Because like it was too late. Where I was like, I'm never even gonna compete with these people. Like I know Greg. He opens up his
these
fucking
people?
Facebook. You heard me.
All right.
He opens up his fucking Facebook that's been deactivated all year just to post.
Join Jewdica.
Yeah.
It's starting.
Just to post his shit. And I'm just so happy every time I see this like listing of just shit that he's bought.
Yeah.
And then my phone rings. You never missed what I bought. I got an iPad. I'm like, why? Because it's Jewdica. I'm just like, right, okay, fair enough.
Like I bought myself a new keyboard and I did it like the week before Jewdica. I was like, I couldn't wait. And I'm like, why did I do that? That was so many points. Just flushed down the toilet.
I should have bought a car.
Yeah. Well, that's the threat that everyone every year makes is like someday someone's gonna.
I just
throw
bought
down.
one. I should have bit the bullet and just did it back then.
And you would have crushed, and it would have been like a game changer because we've always talked about that. Like someday someone's gonna throw down either like
or a house, or
a
some
mortgage
shit.
on a house, or like
Yeah.
a car, and then we're like, shit.
But you don't want to see. That's the thing. You don't want to buy houses and cars during that time of year.
It's not a good time of year to buy those things. So that's sort of self-limiting.
It's not. Why not?
People do it during the summer. People move during the summer.
Yeah, that's true.
People, buy cars.
People don't typically buy cars during the
or
winter
the spring. But
till President's Day sale hits.
It's true.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get another mortgage.
no,
I think I'm all about renting for a little while.
think so. So I mean,
Some people swear by it.
do you? I mean, so did you have a mortgage? If you don't mind me asking, do you have a mortgage with Skillinger?
Yeah.
Together. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works when you guys are separating it all or something like that.
Well, you were never
it's-
dating.
Well, I get that.
Yeah, we open mouth kiss a lot, and then we're just like, so you're paying half the mortgage, right?
Well, pretty much have to now.
But we're gonna make it work.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, it's
Have you considered like renting out the place rather than, or you guys want to be done with it, sell it off, and call it?
right.
That's fair.
I'd like freedom.
And you're not tied. Yeah, you wouldn't be tied down.
It was just it was a mistake, in my opinion, to do this.
All right.
It probably wouldn't be at the end, but just like the fucking, my
Upkeep.
yeah, I don't even know about that. It's just that my finances are tied to somebody else,
Well,
and
That's a challenge.
your initial plan was you guys were gonna buy the house and flip it within a year or two, wasn't it? Like you weren't planning to live here for several years. I didn't think.
the plan was to live here until whenever.
Oh, okay.
It really wasn't much of a plan. It wasn't going to be a fast thing. We knew that. It was just how long, who knows. And really what was happening was they would come to me and go, we're ready to move on. And I go, great.
Yeah.
And then they go, stop, we're not ready to move on. And it happened over and over and over. And it was like, okay, my whole thing was, whatever, the longer we stay here, the lower the mortgage is, which means we'll get more in the end.
Yeah.
So I was like trying to be optimistic about it. And then he came to me again this year. And I'm like, okay, what do I have to do to actually make this happen?
Yeah.
Because
now I'm ready to
I'm
move on.
sick. Yeah, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
And we just came up with a plan. Basically, I'm going to pay the whole mortgage. And however long I'm here, I'm just going to get his half back.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm going to get the money back. So we're both paying for it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, great. Go do what you got to do. If you have to move out
Yeah.
next week, you can text me that. I'm fine with it. I'm fine.
I'm not gonna be upset. We'll make
Right.
this
And I
work.
mean, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have to
So,
wait to do a sit down.
yeah, so basically, pretty soon I'm going to be in here by myself, which, I don't think anybody can really argue with having a house to themselves.
No,
But,
you don't have to wear pants.
Dungeon porn.
exactly.
What?
Sex.
I said exactly
Oh,
the
you
Bryan
want sex
thing,
dungeon.
not
Yeah,
to
no, I-
dungeon
no,
porn.
not the. Not
But
the
no, like
dungeon porn.
basically the goal is ASAP get on the market and
Just get
get rid of it.
All right. That's
And owning, I just don't want to. I don't know. I have this weird thing where I'm digressing into a child again, and I don't want to be owning anything.
You don't want to be an
tied
adult
down.
anymore.
I totally
Being
get it,
adult
too.
is
I want to be a
boring.
free spirit.
But it should be easy to move this place.
Greg's face.
Free spirit.
Greg's so annoyed.
call back to like the first.
The first episode that me and Greg ever did. Yeah, I'm a free spirit.
Oh man.
You
Greg's-
piece of shit.
Greg was like, he was halfway in the conversation, just listening to his headphones, and he just looks up at me like, "You motherfucker."
No, you
disgust me.
seriously, you motherfucker.
Yes.
Ugh.
But yeah, that's why I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna live? And because like I don't have a career, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I
You're doing your thing.
I do my thing, but I can really do anything. It's not like I'm a lawyer or a teacher or whatever. It's like, does it get me money? Okay,
Yeah.
let me do that then. my career, in quotes, is everything outside of my work. That's kind of how I view it.
That's right.
Which,
It's a healthy way of looking at it.
well, it's
I mean, you can choose. You can either live to work or work to live, and
right.
some people really enjoy working, and like that's a big part of what they do. And,
Well, me and Greg talked about that last episode where he told me, he's like, oh, you had like stars in your eyes when you first started working where you work. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. And I'm like, can you come to work with me and tell my bosses that? Like, because they look at me now and they're like, why aren't you a fucking team player? And I'm like, because your team sucks. I don't want to play for your team. Well, this is what one
Trade
thing.
me.
Well, this is one thing that they do. Like, it's just general manufacturing. It's just the way it is now, especially now. It probably always has been, where they call themselves the management team.
Yeah.
And I'm like, teams don't fucking play together.
Yeah.
And I'm not on that team.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
did you not think this through? Like, you didn't think that anybody was going to, at least bring this up? And then they're like, why can't you just fucking...
Be a team player.
Why can't
Why can't you just fall in line?
Yeah, right. And it's like, I don't know.
Be a sheep.
Yes. Bah.
The face you just made was absolutely priceless.
A disgusted sheep. But yeah, I've considered Minneapolis.
I'd love to have you there, man. It'd be awesome. It'd be good.
We could do this
We could do this.
face to face.
I could also pitch in on some additional foam paneling for the walls. We could have like the most echo resistant room
Oh my God.
ever.
No one can hear you scream.
Well, the scream won't bounce back.
Yeah.
Well, if you get enough pole panels, and you can then decorate the sex dungeon with it as well. It'll really cut down on the noise.
But it'll be a soft.
Notice, as soon
Comfort.
as the plan is for you to move out to Minneapolis, now the sex dungeon conversation is coming up
It's
again.
back again. Yeah.
Because Brad brought it up.
Yeah, everybody but Greg. But he has a smile on his face.
I always have a smile on my face.
I know.
It's just my face.
I was going to say thank you
So
for bringing
fucking
your warmth with
optimistic.
you.
That's on there. That's totally from me.
It's going to be 40 degrees for the next few days.
Oh my god.
God damn, that's t-shirt weather.
I know.
I think it is too.
Get rid of some of this fucking snow.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how much was here. We have maybe an inch.
I look forward to the inevitable flooding of Keene. All this.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, it's gonna that's the thing. It's gonna warm up, yay! And I'm like, yeah, everybody's house is gonna fill with water, literally fill.
I love the snow, and every year I annoy Brad and Greg about talking about how wonderful the snow is. This year I'm like, no, I'm really
Can you
tired
come
of
over?
it. I'm just
done.
really tired of it.
Flamethrower. Let's get.
It's no longer
You know what the
fun.
snow? You know what the snow is good for? The snow is good
Nothing.
for Greg. Please,
Marking where dogs have pissed.
the snow is good for when it's 80 degrees out,
Mm.
and you look at a picture of it, you go, "Aw."
Yeah.
That's what it's good for.
Remember when?
Yeah, remember. Look how pretty.
Remember that winter?
That's it.
That's-
That's what it looks like where it snows.
The snow here right now isn't even pretty because it's gotten like mud.
It's
thrown
got
all
shit
over
all
it.
It's like
I
shit.
know,
They're
I
just
know.
big frozen piles of shit.
Yeah, and I say that every year. It's like Norman Rockwell never painted any of this bullshit. Like, this is terrible.
Brian.
I forgot. I forgot. So there's this car
All right.
in Cambridge.
Digressions with John Brown.
I know.
Friends.
It got like warm, so there was a puddle, but it was like really, really cold and like freezing. And so all the cars kept driving by and splashing this puddle, and it kept splashing onto this car. And the car, over like an afternoon, got completely encased in ice.
Right.
Like completely encased. Like the wheels aren't going to move. You're never getting in that thing. It stayed there for a month. It has not been moved. It is still in ice, and it's ridiculous.
That happened to an old car of mine.
Yeah.
I had this car that was it. There was something that needed to be fixed on it. I couldn't drive it around, so I just parked it like in my old apartment in the the carryover parking, and then I went to move it, and it was fucking like 3 inches of ice all around it. And I'm just like, if I move this thing, it's gonna cut the tires.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fucking problem.
Yeah.
I had to let that thing fucking thaw. And I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. What did I do? And I bought the car. It was a Ford Taurus SHO. It was a fun sports car that I couldn't drive until like April because it was frozen in a block. And I'm just like, are you fucking for real? I've never heard of this happening.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it happens.
I think I saw my favorite car in New Hampshire ever driving here today. Brad just cracking up.
Go ahead.
So the last time I came here,
no, you're allowed to laugh.
I'm not
Brad.
sure which one it is.
the last time I came here, my favorite car in New Hampshire was a cat scratch print over an alternating green and neon blue on a truck with gigantic wheels. This time, there is this
Seems legit.
Ford Ranger lifted with
Oh,
these
God.
gigantic fucking wheels on it.
And this grill.
It is matte.
Mega grill in the front.
Mega grill in the front. It is matte sky blue. But on the back, there's an
It is
airbrush
the
on the
gayest pick-em-up truck I've seen in a while. Sorry.
No, please don't apologize.
on the back.
Pick 'em up.
There is an airbrushed picture on the tailgate of the truck, which is a picture of that truck going over sand dunes in the
It's
desert.
very meta.
That's fucking awesome.
He had a picture of his own truck airbrushed onto
With a
his
picture
truck.
of the truck on the
and
truck.
a dude with sunglasses and a baseball cap hanging out the side.
You
of
know it's a guy that has a tattoo of himself on himself.
He has a tramp stamp of his own face on his lower back.
Transfer
wearing the hat.
Wearing the hat.
With the arm out the window. Driving the truck.
That's the trans stamp.
Yes.
Right. It's a digression of realities. That's what we call that.
Nice.
That's what he calls it.
God.
Obviously a man of the fine arts.
Patron, if you will.
He's like, I took peyote once and I thought of this. So I did it.
I took peyote. I didn't want the Roadrunner to keep fucking with it. Wait. Wrong.
Oh, God. Oh, Greg.
Sorry.
Dropping the ball there, buddy.
Oh, no.
Last thought on cars and trucks and shit. I found a VW
Hey.
Beetle. I found a VW Beetle on my street
Yeah.
this week. Didn't know it was there.
Under a snowbank.
Under a snowbank.
Oh,
There's
I'm like,
literally-
you found a
No.
beetle.
The snowbanks are over, well over my head during like last month, and
Right.
just now some of the snow is going away, and I legitimately found a VW bug in a snowbank that I did not know was a car. There's a car in there. I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's no snowbank at all.
That's why some of the larger snowbanks have not been moved yet.
Because there are people posting signs that say like, "Don't
Please
plow this,
don't.
there's a car in here."
Dear God, please don't.
Yeah, and then there are other ones that are like, "No, you can plow this. There's no car."
Oh my God. Yeah, we have. I'm not even sure how big they are anymore. They're probably not as big, but we had good 8-footers just in front of my driveway.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Where it was getting to the point where like, I don't know where to fucking shovel this shit anymore.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, we ran into the same problem because it's illegal to shovel it out in the road.
It certainly
Fuck, I
is.
did it anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
After a certain amount of time.
after a certain point, I don't think they really gave a fuck unless you were just like literally like
Doing it in front
scoopfuls.
of- Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're shoveling your driveway, it reaches a point where you would literally be putting a bank in the road. There's just no place
Right,
to put
it's
it.
fucking ridiculous. And then there was some idiot like fucking selling snow.
Yeah,
Did you
did you
see
see
that?
that online?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was like a box full of snow for like $6.
yeah, ridiculous.
Sounds about
Or you
right.
could get a bottle, and they're still working on finding a way. Because I guess what happens is it shows up and it's water. So they're like,
This is literally happening? I
yes,
thought this was
this isn't a joke.
Like a joke Craigslist ad.
There's a
Science.
guy in Boston that decided to start selling snow online, and so now he went through this whole thing of trying to figure out a way to transport it so it'll show up and still be snowy. So they're shipping them in very large styrofoam bricks.
Ice cream trucks. Oh.
So
And people, no, it's not ridiculous that he's doing it. It's ridiculous people are buying it.
right.
I mean,
Like, why?
Business is
I wanna refund
business,
my
man.
Snow is water.
I was on Reddit this morning. I'm pretty sure the city of Fairbanks, Alaska, is actually the main buyer of that product.
Yeah, they had to ship in snow for the Iditarod this year.
Yeah, the Iditarod dog race. They don't have enough natural snow
Oh my
to have
God!
the dog race.
We should put these two organizations together. They make millions. We could get some money off
Sponsor.
That would be the most ridiculous contract in business history.
Let's get Matt Loff in here.
Random asshole in Boston selling snow to Alaska.
And someone would have you sign the paper. But it's a standard deal, man. It's a standard deal.
Yeah,
So how would they even would they do that by mile or by like cubic foot?
I have no idea.
What do you mean, selling it?
Selling how would he invoice that?
Pounds?
Then shipping that much snow.
Kilograms? I don't know.
Well, about 2 weeks ago, there was a truck ship Wow.
Brian just handed a phone to the
Ship
boys.
snow, yo.
Ship snow, yo. This is like send your
.com?
enemies glitter.
I think it's .com.
Do you know what he's paying for this?
.org. What?
6 pounds of snow is $89.
Oh, that's the premium boxing though.
Premium
That's
snow.
with the styrofoam.
22 pounds of snow.
That's
new.
Our nightmare is your dreams.
That's new snow though that comes I think off Boston Common that has not been peed on by a dog
I was just gonna
or
say,
a homeless person
sans
yet.
dog shit.
So
22 pounds of snow for $1.99.
That's quality.
New. It's new snow.
New
It's pretty
snow.
good.
Define new. All orders shipped
Not
overnight.
used.
Duh.
No one's used it.
Guaranteed snow on arrival. This snow is wicked.
he has metrics on his website that says how many snowflakes he's shipped so far.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at
This
that.
man is serious.
This motherfucker has shipped 192 cases of snow.
That's ridiculous.
192 cases of snow.
This is like the guy who did you saw the ship your enemies glitter thing?
I'm done.
Did you
I'm
see
done.
No.
I don't.
Yeah, no, this guy's
I'm not
making
working
money.
Anymore. I'm not working anymore.
that? So,
Yeah.
Yeah. This. So
So you want to move in, Greg, and start shipping some snow out, or?
Good lord.
You know what? He's got
Good gravy.
he's clearly cornered the market on new snow. You guys
We have
should
old
start
snow.
shipping
Shitty
brown
New
snow.
Hampshire
Yeah.
snow.
Yeah.
Slight, gently used snow.
Yeah.
We could sell it as like some type of. It has electrolytes in it.
Disclaimer:
Because of all the
some
salt.
I like it.
Disclaimer: some mud may actually be shit.
Sports snow. Yeah, this is like sports snow.
Sports.
Yeah, you got a cramp? There's some of that shit on there. It'll go right away. Lickety goddamn split. That's what we'll say.
I can
Snow
just,
plants need.
I can just see like some.
The snow plants need. That's an idiocracy reference.
I can just.
Holy crap.
I can
But
just see
Gatorade,
as
though.
baseball season starts. This one like player coming out of the dugout with one hand of like dirty, crusty snow and just shoving it in his mouth. It's so
It's gonna hit a
refreshing.
home run. Ah.
He's got it like stuffed in his lip.
It's okay though
Like a
because
chew.
it's got minerals.
Yeah. No.
It's minerals your body needs
Exactly.
right now.
All right.
Electrolytes, turbo lights.
Is Greg done?
No, I feel like this conversation's gone cold.
Oh, okay.
And with that,
I'm actually very happy that it ended that way. That was a good one. That was a good. None of us saw it coming.
Well, it was a lot of fun to do this in person.
This was a lot of
We
fun.
should do this again sometime once you move to Minneapolis.
I'm telling you, keep selling it.
Or next week. I'm leaving you here.
You son of a bitch.
Keep selling it, Greg. You might just have me show up with a little U-Haul box in my car
Nice.
because I don't really plan on bringing much.
Yeah, you probably don't need much. Don't bring that dog.
Dude, dude.
don't make jokes, man.
No, it's gonna be. That's seriously gonna be the fucking best day of my life. And Scott's told me, he's like, dude, I can't believe you're getting out of that dog. He's like, one of us is gonna be happy. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I didn't sign up for that shit. You did.
That's your fault, man.
It's like when he was on here for the show, and you're like, so how's your dog, Scott? He's like, it's not my dog. And I'm like, it's more your dog than my dog. Let's just put that fucking out there, okay? That was the best show, by the way. If you haven't listened to that, you have to listen to the Scott show.
This is like after a solid like weeks and weeks of trying to get him on.
Oh,
the show.
dude,
Him
Computer
being
Scott was
lost
already
in it.
created.
Yeah, we already had computers.
And we had him duel, and real Scott lost.
Was
Okay.
that the same episode with Julie?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. I should have like cut it up into clips so we could listen to it, but
I'll have to check it out.
Scott was tired.
Oh,
It was late.
Computer Scott or
No, Computer Scott's always fucking on point. But Scott was sitting right there, and we had an email. So we're reading the email, and Greg goes, well, let's do something a little different. I go, okay. He goes, Scott, what do you think about, what this young lady would, needs for advice? And Scott goes, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
Oh man.
And I'm like, he's right there. I just go, Scott, what the fuck? I'm like, you're right there. And he's just laughing. So, like, an hour later, Scott's like this. Just like, he's yawning, coughing.
He's
just
like genuinely exhausted.
Yeah. He was just, but he's like, he goes to bed at like 7:30.
Oh, okay.
That's just, and it was like 8:30.
Okay.
So, he starts talking about World of Warcraft. And these guys are going back and forth a little bit. And Computer Scott just starts going, yawn, 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 over and over. He goes, this guy just stops. He goes, what? I clicked it again. Yawn. He goes, yawn? Oh, sorry. He's like, well, I'll start falling asleep if I don't start talking about this. And then there was a point where Greg created another computer character named Julie that was just so mean to Scott.
I'll have to check it out then.
And then there was a point where
I think Julie's first thing she said was "fuck you, die."
oh yeah, it was a lot of because we started talking about the video game that me and Scott created at work that he can only remember 10% of in his tired state, which was To Catch a Predator, the video game.
Oh my god.
Which is really phenomenal, but
That sounds like a pretty good
a
idea.
tired Scott, you just couldn't put it through. Yeah, and then like he was just sitting there going, I don't remember what was I don't remember. And I'm just sitting there and I just wrote die about 27 times on computer Scott's thing and clicked. And he's just like die 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 die. And Greg just starts laughing into the microphone. I think you had to mute your mic.
I did
because you were laughing so hard. But it was really it was if a plane crash took an hour and a half. It's certainly worth every second of listening to it, just to hear like the uncomfortability. Because I was going, my God, what have I done? 11 minutes in, you know.
All right, I'm gonna have to listen to this now.
He's like, I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. I'm like, where the fuck have you been?
You're in the room. There's
Greg's 1,500 miles away. He has it.
There's no other stimuli in this room.
But yes, thank you boys for being on.
Thank you.
Thanks
for having us. Yeah.
Brian, stellar appearance.
Oh, thank you.
And you didn't even know you were coming.
I didn't.
Greg,
More people need to clap. It's just me.
Yay, Brian!
Clap for yourself.
I always clap for myself.
Greg, stellar as always.
Thank you, sir.
Brad, always a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
There you go. Hey, party people. I'm John Brown, and you're listening to the I Know I'm Wrong podcast with John Brown and friends. That was pretty good, huh? You're impressed. For the latest episodes, visit www.thejohnbrownshow.com. And if you'd rather download through iTunes or Stitcher, just search I Know I'm Wrong with John Brown and friends. I'll show right up. I'm right there. Just go get it. And for all Facebook updates, just go to facebook.com/I Know I'm Wrong podcast. For live events, just search I Know I'm Wrong podcast at YouTube. I'll be right there. All right. I'll leave you alone now. God, you guys are so picky. Enjoy the show.